we go then. We are almost ready for the grand final. It is time for Secret and their Virtus.pro to go head-to-head in this grand final. No matter what happens between these two, however, they will both be the top two teams in the point standing at the end of this tournament. It's just a case of which one's higher than the other one, and the small matter of who picks up the check for $500,000 as well. We're back at the panel. We're going to have the draft along very shortly to preview the grand final. We've got Capitalist and Nahaz alongside as well. Gents, all set? Taking a breather? Yeah. Have you taken deep breaths, Alan? Are you ready?
I am ready. I've been holding on to this one, Paul. Puppy, right now, sitting at 898 career wins. If Secret win this tournament, he will become the 4th player all time in Pro Dota 2 to reach 900 wins. He'll join Kuro, S4, and No-Tail, all founding members of that 2014 Team Secret squad. This franchise has a lot of history, and they're trying to win that second major.
Yeah, indeed. Cap, great couple of teams in this final as well. Do you feel like it's the right two teams from all the results you've seen?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, I think I was kind of hoping for Liquid versus VP, but obviously Secret and the way they handled Liquid, they obviously deserve to be here in this finals. I think it's a good step forward, right? Like, I like seeing the TI champs being dethroned. You know, I like seeing that because I think that gives me a lot of hope for the storyline coming forward this new year. I want to be able to see a fresh set of newcomers be able to really take that top place spot.
You just don't like winners, Cap.
I mean, yeah, I like to be the only winner on the table. That's me.
You're just a winner hater. That's all you are. A quick shout out as well to Jack. I know you're in the hospital right now having some surgery. I know that you're a fan of both Secret and Liquid. Hope you enjoyed the semis. Get well soon. Hope you enjoy your team playing in the grand final as well. And to all the fans that have come along to the arena, thank you so much for tuning in, coming along, and to all of you out there for tuning in as well. It's fantastic to have so much support for Dota 2 at the first major of the season. And don't forget, so much more Dota to come over the coming months as well as we lead up to the International 2018 next year. Our grand final draft is not too far away, Alan. What are we expecting in here? Because Secret have really stepped up the game in the semi-finals, given Virtus.pro a bit to think about, hasn't it?
Yeah, the thing that really stood out to me about that last series is the Night Stalker pickups by Secret in the final 2 games. I think that what stands out about Secret with that hero is that they're running it as a 5 position. And that makes a big difference if you look at Liquid running GH on that hero, if you look at VP General running Lil on that hero, you're still giving Yapsor that really high ceiling, playmaking, farm-intensive support. Puppy still seems to be able to apply the pressure out of that hero at the 5 position. I think VP, you either think seriously about banning or picking it.
Yeah, and I mean, Night Stalker won all 3 games in that last semi-final.
And the way they played around it was really cool. I think Secret have been showing us something different this major, something that we haven't really seen before. The fact that they're sacking mid one more often in favor of Ace being able to be the one who's farming a little bit more, and I think as a whole they're playing really fast as a team. And that's really what they took to Liquid, right? They just ramped up the tempo of that game so fast, and Liquid, who are notorious for losing their laning phase, they just stumbled and kept stumbling because Secret just kept running at them.
Do you feel like that's a good tactic in the final as well?
I loved the point that Cap just made about Secret being able to sack mid one, because that's heretofore that really is something that we'd seen only from Liquid, being able to sack any one of their cores and the rest pick them up. In the past, we'd seen Secret really play around mid one, similar to the way that Newbie played around SCCC. The fact that they were able to put him in that bristleback, sack him, and still have their other cores win the game, very encouraging for Secret in this series.
All right, let's get into the first draft of the grand final. Cap, your thoughts on this draft? What does Secret need to secure?
I'm just going to keep an open mind with this one because I think it's pretty hard for Secret. Like, I think it's a little easier to say what Secret's going to be running. Virtus.pro, I think they're probably going to be a little bit more open. I was going to say Bane. I think Secret have been the ones who banned that one away because I think Bane for VP was one of the standout supports for me. I felt like it fit their lineup very well.
This is a surprise. The Monkey King ban in the opening phase, I believe that's the first time that we've seen a phase 1 ban of that hero during the tournament. A hero that's played a very large role in the closing phases of some of these drafts, creating those really bad matchups with some melee cores in lane. But that's a little bit surprising Secret choose to take that out. Yep. And there again, if VP do take out the Night Stalker.
Yeah.
I expect Nature's Prophet to be contested in the first phase by these two teams as well. Okay. Spirit Breaker, saw that hero featured in the last series. Again, a 5-position hero that Puppey can take and do a lot with very little farm.
Yeah, I'm wondering, like, there must be something about the Monkey King that some sort of opener that they want that they don't like Monkey King against.
Okay, this is the opener that VP started the tournament with. This was their game plan against Liquid. Pick up that Enchantress for Lil and pick up the solo lane bullying Ogre Magi.
It really is the perfect solo hero because it's able to accomplish a lot with very little farm. Solo is really taken on that PPD role where he just does as much as he can with absolutely no farm whatsoever. And Ogre is, I like what you're saying about him being sort of like that constant harassment in lanes. He's one of the bully heroes that can't really be challenged, but he is a little limited. Virtus.pro really have to shore up their laning phase quite a bit because what we saw from Team Secret against Team Liquid and the mobility that they were able to offer and run Liquid around the map, you could just as easily see that here against Virtus.pro when you've got some laners so far that are kind of stable. They don't really move a whole lot, but they are strong where they are.
Yep. Pugna pickup here from Team Secret. Going to stay with what worked against Liquid in that last series. And this is where I start to talk about how I really like that they brought in Fata, they brought in Ace. Their side laners have such a huge hero pool when you put the two together, and you saw Fata on the Pugna in that last game really ramping up his damage output as the game went on.
We saw a lot of effect of the Pugna in some of the minors, and I really do feel like he is that versatile core and support option because we also saw a really stellar performance, I think, from Empire maybe on a support Pugna. And it's just like the fact that the hero is able to operate, again, without farm. He's just able to do so much. All he needs is levels. He just needs to be able to have that backline of being able to get off the life drain. It does so much damage, and it's super good versus Enchantress. So if VP choose to run this as a core Enchantress, they'll have it directly countered.
Yeah, I still would suspect that Lil is going to be their Enchantress player. That's been the case the majority of the time in the past. But I mean, you look at Pugna, right? The book on this hero, he's very fast moving, but he's very squishy. He has the second lowest strength game in the game ahead of only the Enchantress. But all of a sudden, you get that level 10 health talent, 30% of the hero's HP without items. As long as you're confident you can get that hero to level 10 in any role, all of a sudden he's a legitimate threat in those team fights.
And you keep to keep all your mobility with Decrepify, right?
Yep.
So it's like a double threat once he does finally get those levels in. Banning away the Broodmother and the Doom from Virtus.pro. I think the Doom is pretty smart against Team Secret, especially since they are running an Enchantress, most likely pick up. I think I'm fine if Team Secret choose to like pick up a Chen or something. I would be okay with that.
I mean, look at Team Secret concentrating on Ramsey's hero pool with these bans. This is an approach that we really haven't seen against Virtus.pro. A lot of people trying to limit their offlaners because Pasha can be a very high variance player. A lot of people try to limiting their support pool because Solo and Lil can have such an impact. This is one of the first drafts I've seen against VP where somebody really went after Ramsey's and tried to limit their options at the 1.
I think through play you can limit no one a bit more. So I think it's a little bit more, it's a little pointless to go after that hero pool since no one does have a pretty wide hero pool. And you can shut him down with a Spirit Breaker here in this situation. But the safe laners are a little bit more difficult to deal with. And what they have already is they took away the dead lane heroes. It's a reference that we had like probably a year ago. Liquid kinda were running this idea that they were running certain heroes that they are just really hard to gank. Natural magic immunity coming out from Lifestealer and Juggernaut, so they are the true dead lane heroes. There's other ones that are kind of just hard to gank, like Lone Druid, for example. But those are the true dead lane heroes, which would be tough for the Spirit Breaker to be able to operate in, and would also be, I think, a little difficult for the Pugna as an offlaner to really put pressure on that lane. I think they want to do that, right? Because Virtus.pro can very easily run an aggro dual lane themselves. So if their safe lane's going to be threatened, they need to do the same.
Wow, and VP going right back to that off-lane Brewmaster pick that was so effective earlier against Newbie in the hands of Pasha. I loved his decision-making on that hero. Even though they struggled a bit in that game, I thought that he came out with a better performance than I expected. And yeah, Cap with the dead lane concept, that was a time in the meta where roaming supports were just so huge, as they still are, and that was viewed as one of the primary counters to that early roam. So that's definitely something that both teams are thinking about, especially Secret, as you look at the Enchantress pick.
And I think Brewmaster is probably one of the tougher heroes to pressure as well. He has a natural tankiness to him, thanks to the low cost of Drunken Haze, and then the natural evasion you get as well from your passive.
Oh, wow. Okay. Secret probably going to be looking at mid one on the Mirana. Now, this is interesting. I think this is one of the earliest Potom picks I've seen so far in the tournament. Generally, Potom been a 5th pick in this tournament. Secret are going to go ahead and commit to it. They're committing to very heavy magic damage now in their lineup. And again, a hero that's very, very difficult to pressure mid behind the Ogre Magi sitting there and the rotations from the Enchantress.
Yeah, and I think it's pretty good versus the Enchantress when it comes to that mid-game action, with the Mirana able to put out a lot of magic damage.
That's a kit I've not seen before on Meepo, but okay.
Just not up on the latest hats.
No, I'm obviously not following closely enough.
Whoa, okay. Core Vengeful, let's go here, boys. Now, of course, slight chance, we got to mention that they could shift the Enchantress over to the core position and the Venge could still be a support, but I think, this being Virtus.pro, CIS Dota, where the Core Vengeful Spirit was born, shout out, of course, to Burning, who's very good on that hero, but I think this is almost certainly going to be a Core Venge.
And you don't want to raise the farm priority of the Enchantress when it's already being countered by 2 different heroes, even a 3rd. That's pretty good versus it.
One thing I think I have a theory here, but I want to hear your thoughts on, Austin. What makes the Core Venge good here?
I mean, I was trying to figure that out. I don't really know why they picked up Vengeful Spirit. I don't really feel like you can push this. I mean, VP are definitely setting themselves up for a lineup that is going to put a lot of pressure on Secret very quickly. But it's not that Team Secret, they're not going to wilt under pressure by any means. Pugna, Mirana, they're not the earliest game heroes in the world, but they can defend towers okay, and they still have 2 more picks to go through.
Now, that's not the hero that I expected, despite Ace is fantastic on this hero, and we saw Mugi get just it was the best Timbersaw game arguably I've ever seen earlier in the day today. The reason I thought VP was going for the Venge, a lot of people underestimate Venge actually tanks up.
Yeah.
Quite nicely as a core. She fights so well with those 2 items. And she also has quite a bit of flexibility when you look at her item builds. She's a hero that if she really wants to, if she really has to, can build the early hood to counter some of that magic damage. But Secret really doubling down on the magic damage output here. Of course, Chakram's pure, but
I think you want to ban Bloodseeker if you're Team Secret.
I would absolutely agree with you.
Venge swap on top of a ruptured target. And you kind of you have your cores supposedly set in place by Team Secret, but this could be a Pugna support. That would be the most likely scenario, actually, with your last pick. Most of the time, you're going to save that for your big roster-defining core.
Oh, I mean, Bloodseeker's horrifying. He's in both of the big playmaking cores of Virtus.pro's hero pools, and when you think about Enchantress is probably going to build a Pike, and you got Swap into Pike, into potentially other movement skills that VP's going to have. Yeah, that's...
And Secret is relying on mobility heavily between the Timbersaw and the Mirana.
Yes.
Even the Spirit Breaker, obviously.
NZ Dota, he's come a long way.
Now, the Ember ban is actually interesting. It tells me that Virtus.pro is thinking at least a little bit about this being a support Pugna and or a support Mirana, okay, and potentially Team Secret picking up a mid-1 hero with their last pick. Now, if you think all the way back to TI 2 years ago, support Mirana is in Yapsor's wheelhouse. He was known on that hero long before he was known on his Rubik or his Earthshaker, etc.
Yeah, that'd be pretty interesting. I think you've got the Ace lockdown on the Timbersaw, right?
There's the Bloodseeker ban, by the way.
Yeah, that was...
Yeah, this is absolutely an Ace Timber.
So they've got pretty good lane shove. They do have decent team fight.
The only thing that you're lacking right now is physical damage.
I think, no, well, that or... I
mean, Mirana scales into that eventually.
Yeah. I mean, you've only got Spirit Breaker as your initiator. You need like a really solid stun.
Well, look, I actually think that this is going to be either a support Pugna or a support Mirana. I don't think you're going to see this as a support Lina.
Yeah, support Pugna and now it's a mid Lina, and then, I mean, not necessarily mid Lina, but some sort of core Lina.
So you think this is going to be what, like a Fata Mirana?
Yeah, it could be. I mean, they could just run some sort of aggro situation.
Okay.
We don't know what Virtus.pro is going to be doing just yet, but
it's
definitely like 2-2-1 or something like that.
Yeah.
I like this draft by Secret. I think you see, this is one of the few drafts in the pro game where you see all 5 heroes and you're still not sure exactly what the roles or exactly what the lanes are going to be, and that is the ideal way to offset the second pick advantage.
Yeah. Yeah, Virtus.pro don't really understand fully
Ho,
what they're going
ho.
to be able to do right now.
Haha. Here you go, Paul. Your other hero besides
What do you mean
Jakiro.
my other hero. Don't give Toby one kittens. The final pick of Virtus.pro's first draft in this grand final is a sniper.
They've got some distant gap closers on Team Secret, so it's not like the freest sniper game in the world, but I think I don't know. Secret's lineup still doesn't quite fully come together for me,
it's a
so
bit crazy, isn't it?
I'm going to go VPs.
Okay, thank you very much, gents. Time then, ladies and gents, to raise the roof off the Barclaycard Arena for the first map in the grand final.
That is right, let's get this underway. Virtus.pro versus Team Secret. I'm Toby1 here with the extraordinary Cinderin. Are you ready to go, man, for this grand final? Do you like the draft? Do you like what you see? Are you looking forward to the kittens that Paul promised?
I love seeing new heroes when it gets later on in the tournament that teams are starting to change up their strategies quite a lot. Of course, we're talking about the sniper here. Interestingly enough, that is somewhat of a VP classic together with Ogre. There was a time when they were first phasing these 2 heroes together, but sniper has definitely fallen off a little bit since then. It's still a great strategy from Virtus.pro, and I think this could be a good sniper game. On the other side, you have Secret with their first Lina pick of the tournament, I think.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. So a lot of new stuff coming out here from both teams.
Are we still looking for the same type of combination? Like we saw just how powerful it was having Decrepify with Lion. Now you've got the Lina.
It's a bit different. First of all, this time it's with a core. The Lina must be played in a core position. Technically, it can be played as a 4, but I feel like
we've
it's
got it
a
on
lot
mid one,
weaker.
so it is
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
the core,
In
and
this game, it's
Fada
like,
is the Pugna core as well. So no shady shenanigans with the Spirit Breaker offlane, but it is Yapsor. Nahaz was poking at him being that support Mirana, something which he made a big name for himself doing.
I think with the heroes that Secret have and the players that they have, it made the most sense to put them around in a support and the Pugna core. I don't think Pugna support is the right type of pick for Yapsor in general, and especially when he's playing against Enchantress, he loves this hero. So what VP have chosen to do is they have put Lil on the Enchantress. It will not be swapped out in any way. I don't know if they could even meaningfully do that in this game anyway. And Yapsor's primary job in this game is to hound this Enchantress and just try to kill off her creeps with arrows. If
Do you think
manage
you
to do
can
that,
really
it's-
like harass her enough? Like you do see Lil walking around with that early Blightstone. Does that give you a level of intention of Lil?
It's
Are you happy to have that as a basic item at the start?
It's a pretty basic and common item for Enchantress to start with. She generally doesn't take too much damage early on. She lets her creeps lead, isn't very commonly contested. Could be an approach for Yapsor if he sees that Lil doesn't have any regen. He can try to fight him a little bit, but Yap doesn't have any regen either. He went triple clarity and a pair of boots, so it's not
It's at least
necessarily
maybe
the easiest thing.
some of the negative armor answers to Timbersaw in the early stages with that living armor. So this top lane, which Virtus.pro is committing a lot to, Lil is going to be a bit of more of a nuisance than anything else. He comes in to cut the wave as well as harass Ace out. So this wave will not be in the position where Ace would like it to be, but the mid lane is where Team Secret are preparing for a fight. Solo babysitting as the Ogre. We would expect that from him, making sure that no one's able to have a good start. But it's both Puppey and Yapsor preparing for this mid lane. But they haven't got an opening yet, not with this Ogre putting his meat shield in the way.
The classic 706 tri-lane mid. Helping out mid one the best they can. So Yapsor didn't really find anything, so he just arrowed a creep. He arrowed the big Hellbear, and he's now waiting to arrow the little Hellbear, it looks like. We'll actually stack the enemy camp so that he can arrow it. That's pretty much
Puppey's
as
going to
quick
get
as you
that
can-
charge down on bottom lane. I'm not quite certain
He
if they're
fell.
going to get back closer to the tower, but it sets up for Fada to get the blast. Just have to burn through some of the consumables of Pasha.
And this should be a Pugna favored lane. Brewmaster's best chance is to spam out Drunken Haze against the Pugna, and then
Ooh, mid one.
good harass.
Fire Striker Raid's going to miss, but with the Shrapnel, as you said, that harassment onto mid one, he does still have the salve available. Doesn't want to have to burn it this early on just yet.
And the wild card here is obviously Lil. Like, Secret have to be scared that at any point in time this Enchantress can just backstab their mid lane, and that will be first blood. He's currently running in there. If he has the right timing with this shard golem, he can cast one shard and then
He's
dies and splits. Oh, he ran it into the tower range. Oh, that's a mistake from Lil.
Yeah,
Might
they're
not
both going to
matter,
run
though.
in. Now they're chasing after
doesn't
mid one. There goes your first stun, second stun, instantly to follow up. Yap's not going to kill it, but that's just going to
More
give
shard
two more
golems.
stuns over towards Lil as well. They keep
All
on
right,
chasing up
great
the hill
stage.
towards the fountain. And while the stage is set, and we got to have a quick look at it for a second, but this is 2 kills going the way of Virtus.pro. Great start to their grand final.
And I didn't get time to say it, but you know, the timing with Ench that you're really looking for with the shard golem is that you run in, you cast a shard, and then either it dies to the tower or it splits by expiring, and then you get 2 new stuns. And Lil just ran in there and had like 4 stuns available, actually 6, and made it very easy for them to get those 2 kills. So far, this Enchantress counter in the Mirana has not had any effect at all on Enchantress's game, so Secret have to be worried about whether they can enable YapzOr to get something
Wait, is
set
he
up.
really coming in with all 4 stuns? Ace, Timber chains back up again. Lil is already here. The arrow from YapzOr will connect. 2 seconds to be created, but Ace in through the trees, cuts away to victory. And Lil, he brought those little shard golems all the way up from the mid to the top to make sure Ace was pressured, giving more space now for Ramses.
Did he actually manage to throw all 4? I didn't count 4 there. It's pretty hard to count to 4. Let's see. Well, the 2 current ones definitely have cooldown, so I don't know if he managed to use in all the others, but that's a lot of damage mid lane. No one. And Solo combining up.
Double Shrapnel's going to be committed to this. The charge is coming in from Puppey in the back. That's going to at least stop no one from easily attacking, but it won't stop Solo from clubbing mid one down. Puppey with no mana after his TP is able to TP up because Solo's in a very similar position. No stuns available.
VP have played this lane so many times. They're very, very comfortable with what they can get away with. And they were probably happy to see that it's a Lina matchup. They knew it obviously being the 10th pick of the draft. 1, 2, 3. I couldn't count to 4 again, Toby, I don't know.
It was
somewhere between 2 and 4.
Okay.
I think between 3 and 4.
We'll play the random generator to see if we get lucky. I'd say it was 3. Mid one's going to be forced back behind his own tower. Puppey again harassing down to the bot lane with his charges while the Mud Golems are doing their work on top. Ace not feeling comfortable up here. 12-5 against the 14-3. Still pretty good for CS considering how much pressure Lil has been applying to the top.
It's pretty all right for Ace. It's also one of the best heroes to have in this situation. When you hit the level 3 and especially level 5 on Timber, it doesn't really become a kill anymore. Arrow, this is a very easy one to see for Lil. We'll dodge that out and get back safely. So Ramsey's actually laying into him here with the shard golems again as
Yeah,
was a
goodbye
kill
Lina.
there.
Puppey was charging towards the mid.
Blocking him.
Trying to help him, but yep, with one spirit to block him out. No one's got the range because he's sniper. He's always got the range.
Secret are getting trashed in this mid lane. This is not good for them. Lina is considered a lane dominator and a hero that has a good matchup against pretty much every hero. He's currently 9-1 CS against 24-14 and has died twice. And this sniper is just racking up the kills. 2-0-3 on him. This is a 2K lead.
This one you actually start to wonder too, like with Team Secret, it was you don't have that standard combo to go with the Mirana or the Spirit Breaker. Like you charge forward, but what's going to connect on the arrow? Every single time it's going to be just YapzOr trying to get that line through the trees. But thanks to that Observer Ward that's sitting up near the Dire Shrine, Virtus.pro see almost every attack coming in towards the mid. Finally now Team Secret actually put their own Observer Ward there, but they put it on top of the Virtus.pro ward that already existed. So that Dire Observer Ward is not going to last long. VP are fully aware of it, and they'll move accordingly. Bottom lane, charge coming onto Pasha, still in level 4, now hitting 5. Puppey charges forward. The arrow from YapzOr, barely missing the Brewmaster, but maybe they still have enough for your Team Secret. No, not underneath the tier 1 tower.
Ooh,
they will not venture forward.
That is so uncharacteristic for YapzOr to miss that arrow. And that's a big thing. They made a big rotation here. Both supports, they failed to get a kill in a 3v2 situation. And this is a lot of information for VP. And this is the one lane that Secret are successfully pressuring, by the way. This is the one lane they're winning. They're playing with Fata right now as kind of their position 1 at the current time. So they need to make sure they snowball him and get this tower very early on.
Well, they're trying. Virtus.pro do have their own Observer Ward on the other side of the tree, so Solo understands when YapzOr and Puppey come in closer, and now they come in real close. Pasha rotated down. Is there going to be TP support coming in from Virtus.pro? At the moment, they're happy to fire it. There'll be a 2-second stun over on Brewmaster. He'll break free now. And Team Secret don't really feel like they've got what they need here, so Puppey already starts his charge.
This is a level
And he just leaves. He
5
actually
Ogre.
cancels it too.
He's level 5. He's level 5 minutes 6 on Ogre. It's the same as the 2 enemy supports combined. He has so much. It's actually more because of the increased required experience to level
Ace, Timber chains up, Magic Missile's going to connect. Here comes your Shrapnel. They've got the Clamp available too. Ace dropping very low. The assassination damage, it's not enough, so Ace makes a break for the trees. Lil and Ramsey both moving up side by side. They'll find Ace, and now they should be able to bring him down. Magic Missile will be able to connect. Definitely helps too when Lil's able to pick up that early medallion solo. Level 5, that's many layers of fat to protect the Ogre as he runs away from Puppey. Where's your 17%? Don't need it when that'll do the work. Puppey will find the kill.
Thanks, no one.
Meanwhile,
Your team spirits. That's good.
Mid one went down too. Well done.
Finally, Secret get a kill on the board. They're actually only 1k gold behind in this 7-1, and it's mainly because of this bottom lane. Fata might see a primal.
Yeah, he's going to go for the split. Support's there. Solo has actually rotated down here already as the Ogre going to look for that control over onto Fata, able to do it with the stun. The arrow will fly forward. It controls at the fire brewing, but not long enough. Now they'll send Yapzor into
Secret
the air.
here.
Ace wants to help. Here comes Puppey charging forward. The perfect timing with the charge. Just as Pasha went back into his normal self. Solo will keep the run going too. 4 heroes from Team Secret looking for that opportunity to kill off that Ogre if it's going to be possible. Underneath the tower, the Light Strike Array, it will connect, and the arrow and the charge with the Chakram. Mid one will get himself a double kill. So Brew and Ogre will end up falling. Team Secret though, I'm not certain they'll be happy with the trade-off. A lot of damage done to top as well as mid.
They're going to lose this top tower now. They can't get back up to this lane. And it's pretty standard for Enchantress to get this tower early on. The sniper will probably be given the last hit here, so no one will continue to scale like crazy. Oh, yeah, that's the range creep we all love until it does that. So no last hit for no one. Got outplayed by his own 1 range creep. Back to the SF trainer, buddy.
You talk about scaling cores. That sniper sitting at 3.7k net worth 9 minutes in. And they're going to try and put that net worth to use. Smoking up with Solo and No One. They've come underneath that Dire Observer ward, so Ace feels very safe. First starting with the Ignite, they're going to wait for the stun as he Timber chains up through No One. Puppey charging forward. Ramses, he does have Swap available. Does he try and save? Does he try and kill? Right now, it's just Solo being Lagooned down. Mid one once
Good
more.
stun.
He's able to hit the Light Strike Array, but where's your follow-up? Team Secret really don't have that much of the tank. They're already starting the TP out with little movement over. Puppey wants to charge down. The assassination will connect. Ramses, all right, well, swap now rather than later.
That's a good play from Secret, just only losing 1 for 1 there. That was a big rotation for both teams, kind of, but it looked like it was going to get scary for Secret. Did you notice that Ace, while he was getting hit by them, just kept standing in the creeps, by the way? It looked like he was AFK. That was definitely on purpose. He wanted to stack up that armor before he Timber chained away, kept him safe against all of that damage coming in, and he does stay alive. So nice heads-up play from him to not panic there. Most other players will just, oh, I'm getting ganked, let me Timber chain away. But he actually kept himself alive by being AFK.
That's the primary thing. He's got points in that. 4 points up on the reactive armor means there is no whirling death points. Probably also not really as effective in this game.
It's not the greatest whirling death game because you're only against 1 strength hero, but it's still valuable. It's still a value point for sure. Even if you steal, if you're playing against an agility hero and they lose some of their agility, that means they lose some armor, they lose some damage. So still a good spell, of course. And against int heroes, sometimes it's the difference maker between whether they can cast their spells or not. So I'm expecting him to get it on level 8, but in this game it's pretty expectable to go 0-2-4 build.
It's a nice way to get rid of, well, gain vision of the high ground. Chakram up. Quelling Blade down the Observe Ward, and Puppey now starts his run. This won't be seen because that Observe Ward has been destroyed. And Team Secret on the charge. Mid one's got the high movement speed
Pasha.
because he actually has the phase boots. Then again, he gets rooted up by the Ancients. That's not what Mid one was really planning on, which means the split. It'll kick in. They have to try to quickly. Yapzor's moving over. They're trying to help out. A nice Light Strike Array is keeping Ramses out this fight, but the Brewlings, they keep the stuns going. They keep the burn up as well. Mid one, another stun. He's actually gonna go down. The Ancients spoil his day. Pasha wants out this one. He can only clap once more before he'll end up dying. But Team Secret, the reinforcements have arrived. Ace, the multicast from Solo makes it a little bit difficult for him to get the double kill, but double kill nonetheless. And Fada mopping up Lil. So it all started with a bit of a problematic ancient interference, but now Team Secret are charging down the mid lane, looking for the 4th kill out of this fight. Farta gonna drain Ramses dry and pick up his own double kill for the fight.
And that's all about strength in numbers. That was a 5-on-4 the whole time. No connection in from no one. A bit surprised he didn't TP on that shrine. Maybe VP weren't expecting that fight to go on for as long as it did, but that was like, I don't know, 40-second fight. If Sniper shows up with 3 shrapnels there, they're gonna just wipe the floor with Secret most likely, but he stayed bottom and Secret capitalized. They get 4 kills. They now have Moonlight Shadow available to maybe set up a 5th on bottom, because no one will not expect this one. Even with vision, he wouldn't have seen this coming. If there's a bash, he will die.
It was Team Secret that got the vision. It was the Observer that was down. Ramses, he got to swap his teammate out, but it was already too late. Laguna Blade from mid one was in range, so it'll connect. Grapify with the Nether Strike. The arrow flies forward from Yapsaw, soaked up by the creep wave, but they've got what they wanted. Both Ramses and no one pushing up the daisies. Puppy's TP out will be in time. Solo, leap in from Yapsaw. He needs that damage, and the Slave from mid one will do it. A triple kill from Team Secret, and what looked to be a beautiful laning phase from Virtus.pro in the first 7 minutes has escalated quickly in the last 5.
Secret has just flat out played better in these last few minutes. The Brewmaster split. I think when VP are making an aggressive move with Brew like that and he gets his ultimate off, one of 2 things is going to happen. Either Secret will run for their lives and try to fully disengage, or they're going to fight back. If they fight back, you need to have a sniper there. He's their strongest hero, and he hasn't been involved in fights for a while. We're going to see here Decrepify. See, they're not expecting this immediate burst, so Ramses will not swap straight away. He's trying to bait them in further so they can get return kills. But Secret just way too fast. This Decrepify combo that they showcased in the game before as well with Finger of Death really being put to use here.
Beautiful play by Team Secret. They've definitely got that momentum coming out of their semi-final. Virtus.pro have to shake off the rust for now as it's a ward war. VP will win that one with their sentry, so both Observer and Sentry lost from Team Secret. That aggressive vision, it's not going to exist for much longer inside the Radiant jungle. Then again, Solo just put his own Observer ward on top of the Dire sentry. Secret will only be aware of this, though, if they move near it.
Don't think Solo was expecting there to be 2 sentries. He already just counter-warded 1, so he was like, this area should be clear. Found their obs and their sentry, and then he wants to ward, but if Yapsar walks in there, like you said, he will find it.
Just up the hill. Easiest 100 gold of
Puppy
your
will see
life.
it now.
Oh, hi!
Oh, that was a really fast reaction. 100 gold not coming to the lane.
It's like, I wonder what he was looking to charge towards. Like, the only other thing I think they had vision of was Ogre for a short period of time.
May have just charged the mid creep with just trying to move around a little bit.
Team Secret's scan will actually ping positive. Just triggered a little bit on the sniper who was nearby, Pasha.
Pasha Blink.
He's waiting in the trees.
This Pugna's gonna die.
Yeah, Blink, clap, instant split. They do not want Farta to react to this. He did get the nether ward down. A quick dusting to make sure Yapsaw's Moonlight Shadow doesn't give a get out jail free card. And Virtus.pro is looking for a little bit more.
These 2 heroes are so ridiculously strong together. The Brewmaster plus Sniper combination is really nice, because Brewmaster creates so much chaos and space in the fight, and Sniper just stands at max range, slows everyone down for Brewmaster to hit, deals a lot of damage. This case, we don't really get to see it because it's just a single kill, but it's a really big core that they managed to kill. This Pugna has been super annoying for VP so far. Now we'll see if Secret can punch back. They know the Brewmaster split is on cooldown. This gives them a good opportunity to maybe go for a smoke of their own. Yapsor in a good position here.
If he can hit the arrow.
Oh, instant reaction.
And
actually
he didn't have a lot of time for
Urn.
that. And now, yep, Urn charge. It didn't allow him to get the blink off Pasha. Puppy with his charge forward. Pasha, he doesn't have enough life to really survive this, so he goes for the Drunken Haze, and support has arrived. Virtus.pro, it took Secret way too long to try and get this.
I think Yap might have hit that arrow if he didn't earn. I think the reaction from Pasha was based on getting earned. He just instantly blinked out. I might not have realized the arrow came from the south. That's not the angle you're looking for at that point in time when you're farming the lane. So something Yapsor is usually very good at is predicting camera placement for enemy players when he's playing Mirana. It's a big part of the hero as a support to come in from unexpected angles so that players don't get to react. Because arrow is, like you said, a really hard skill to hit if you don't have a setup. And that one he probably would have nailed if he just trusted a bit more in himself.
It was coming out of the fog of war. You would have only had a split second to react to it anyway, so we'll see it again. So Yapsor, here goes the arrow, and then Urn. Okay, the arrow.
I'm actually not sure what he reacted on there, but that was just super fast no matter what.
Yeah.
Might have also just been instinct. It's possible he was like, I don't feel safe anymore. I'm going to clap and get the hell out of there. There's maybe a little element of luck there, because that was almost ridiculous reactions coming out of Pasha.
I'm not certain if they actually had the Observer Ward down at the same time, because they may have actually, you may have actually seen Spirit Breaker charging in.
I think Spirit Breaker was too far away at the time. But it is true, there was a ward there.
That ward sees a hell of a lot. And now, well, Virtus.pro are going to go into Roshan. We had that early medallion from Lil, and combining that up with Untouchable makes it a very easy attempt for Virtus.pro to do
Wave of
Roshan.
Terror, the Wolf Aura, the Vengeance.
4 points in Vengeance
Aura. It's a great combination. And this is very unexpected from Team Secret. This is not a standard Roshing combination at all. They're doing it with 3 heroes, of which none is like a Rosh expert. They're all just contributing nicely to this kill.
Yeah.
And that is such a great call from VP. That's big. Aegis on Venge, she has level 2 swap, can now engage with full confidence. You can just swap in the Lina, blow her up, and that's a great fight for them already if they manage to do that.
Team Secret do have that advantage of the dire Observer Ward, but they're seeing Ramsey's TPing out.
Not again, Fata.
Initiated on, support is there from Team Secret, coming in through the north, but Fata is already dead. Ramsey's and Bruce split, now on the hunt. Yapsor Puppy mid one. It is time to get the hell out of here. It looks like Yapsor will not be so lucky. Lil's already starting his TP over towards the shrine, so they're going to bring in that extra slow, but where is the detection? The dust, that's what he brings as well. Yapsor critted down by Pasha. Only 1 point in the brawler, but he knows where to hit the punch.
Secret just flat out don't have a solution to Brewmaster in their lineup. It's a really big problem right now. Brew is generally a really strong mid-game hero like this, but sometimes you have some sort of tools. It's really limited.
He's underneath the Observer Ward. He's still underneath the Observer Ward. VP Ramses will just swap him down. Mid one's going to be wondering, why the hell did this have to happen to me? But it does anyway. He denies himself with the Bloodstone after getting his Laguna Blade off. So VP, they don't get the kill, but they do start to reduce the Bloodstone counter on the Lina.
That was a really greedy Laguna cast. He could just as well have died without getting his suicide off, but just barely. That was like a 5% HP suicide to cast a harassment Laguna, essentially. Now he's back to life, though. Had the 12 Bloodstones down to 8. This is something you obviously don't like dying with Bloodstone, but there's just something special about dying right after you buy it. That just sucks, man. It's like, I built up for this. I just lost a lot of my momentum immediately. If I at least had 2 kills, it wouldn't have hurt as much, but this is annoying. So let's have a look at this, how low he is exactly. That's the crit. So
290, 48.
50 HP deny with Venge Missile in the air, or attack projectile. We're talking tenths of seconds there before he would have died. And that would have been a big kill bounty for Venge as well. So it's important that he gets that suicide off.
Oh, VP made an aggressive maneuver into the Team Secret side of the river. Straight after that, they blocked up one of the camps. The sentry ward from Puppy is off the mark. So, deep vision for Virtus.pro on that bottom lane. They'll understand exactly what they're up against. Still no Bruce split. Puppy charging forward. He's a long way away from the rest of his team. If he actually followed through with that, it would basically be a dead cow.
I was going to miss it. Gave vision. I think Secret have a pretty good idea of how many heroes are down here. The number is bigger than 4 and smaller than 6. Let's see if they can get something done. So Aegis on Venge. They're going to feel confident to go and hit this tower. And I just don't know what they can do about the sniper. You're looking at a lineup that has the only real connection is the Spirit Breaker charge. There is no way in hell he can charge through this wall they have in front of him. Especially
when he does charge, like Ramsey could just swap the position out. Pasha creates the chaos you're talking about before as well.
VP can go high ground here, actually. And
20 minutes in, you actually want them to go up?
They can. I'm not sure if they're going to do it, but I feel like they can.
Oh, they're scanning already. They're expecting an attack to come in from the west, but Team Secret, just Moonlight Shadow. They're going to walk straight past their own tower.
I mean, just if they wait out this Moonlight and Secret find nothing with it and VP can put wards out. I don't know if Solo doesn't have any more wards left, they can't high ground. But if they had any wards they could place right now and get control of the area, they could safely start hitting the buildings with the sniper. Venge will always be able to swap him out. There's no guaranteed blow up from Team Secret. But at least the Moonlight Shadow and the lack of information scared VP off a little bit here. We'll see if they try again. They still have time on their Aegis, so they're very interested in pushing through once more. And this is Brewmaster's strongest timing, so you really want to go now while his ultimate is extremely powerful.
The
ward
Bloodstone's
from
completed
Secret.
over on
This is
Ace.
a
He would
great
love
ward
to
from
have a good
Secret.
fight, but they have the high ground vision. There's your drawing back, but blind Primal Split. It'll come off, keeping the control onto Puppey. The lead from Yapso trying to escape. They'll move past that nether ward as Lil slowing down Ace, but they want the other target. They would like to kill off Yapso. Assassination from no one. Able to do it exactly as we thought it was going to have happen. You got VP with the front liners allowing the quarterback a sniper just to hit every single shot without contest.
The silver lining for Secret is that the Bruise Split was used for that fight, and that's why VP don't want to go high ground. If they have the split, they can go, but without it, they're a bit too fragile. It's a big part of their lineup, but they're going to take what they can get. They got 2 kills and a tower at no cost.
But the Aegis was probably going to time out before they could finish the push up high ground.
Oh, that's true as well. It actually did time out.
Yeah, well, it's
believe.
got 18 seconds on
18
Ramses.
seconds. See, this is the problem. Now that I'm getting used to all of these observer things that I can see from JJ, and I look over on my own client, and I can't see that Aegis sign next to Venge. I'm like, oh, Aegis has expired. I'm just so used to seeing it already. Oh, look at it. Now it's jittering a little bit.
This is why you're not allowed to have nice things.
Yeah, I know.
Right, Virtus.pro.
There's the horn. That's generally the giveaway that Aegis has expired. Thank you very much for that.
22 minutes into a game, you're looking at BKB as the next thing for Ramses. No one already has the full Hurricane Pike up and running. This is so much money. Another issue that Team Secret's going to have to close the distance on the sniper. And they don't really have a hero that can get into the back lines. As you mentioned before, Spirit Breaker can't do it.
So much damage. He can kill them with +1. They will kill this 2-on-2.
Well, they're coming. It's +4.
Oh, it's a big rotation.
Under the cover of smoke, do they catch him, however? Ramses went back up into the trees. Puppey has a sentry available. Ramses and Puppey. Okay, everybody ships in the night. Ships in the night. Except you saw each other, so it's not really ships in the night. Wave of Terror into the magic missile stun. Puppey will go down. I smelt the coal engine.
It honestly looked like Ramses didn't see him almost. Like, that was really weird.
They both looked at the opposite sides. You talk about like camera control. That's what Yapso looks for. Both of these guys are looking at shop.
It's just a natural reaction there when you phase boot past the Spirit Breaker is to instantly turn around and throw a Wave of Terror out to get a read on whether he's TPing out or if he's planning a charge. But Ramses just waited, expected the charge, and then he threw the wave later and found him.
Team Secret are preparing on bottom lane once more. Yapso, they're going to get heavily outnumbered. Sitting in the trees, trying to use the fog of war that comes with the trees to hit that arrow. Not going to happen. Solo going to Bloodlust himself, looking for that bonus movement speed. It's the extra information, but no one from Virtus.pro is coming with
Everybody run from the position 5. That's Ogre for you. Just go in. You're so expendable. What a hero.
2.3k net worth, but it's solo Ogre as well. Like you give him respect of a +1.
Range of 1300 health and a magic wand is actually very tanky at this point in the game against these heroes. There's no strong right clicker on Team Secret. It's one of the things the panel pointed out that they were really lacking, and then they went for this last pick Lina, which I think is going to take a long time for them to really build up.
You do still have that easy burst damage, like Decrepify into Laguna. Like you gotta, if you can keep this.
But what do you do when the BKBs come out with this lineup?
Kite.
The problem is, when Venge and Sniper both have BKBs, or at least the Venge, and they start hitting the towers with Primal Split, Secret just cannot fight back. I just don't see the possibility in their lineup to do it. So they're going to have to just eat that full Primal Split and the BKBs, and who knows how much damage this lineup can get done in that time. It's quite a lot. So
if the Lina had more physical damage, then maybe you could start dealing with the Brewlings quicker. But right now, like you've got Bloodstone and Shadowblade. It's not a lot to write home about.
No, top lane.
Yep, the initiation is out, combining it up with a Wild Wing Tornado just for good measure. Ace, gonna go invis, SB charging through. Invisible forces keep touching you at the moment. Ace able to actually chain himself away. Team Secret, they got more problems. It's mid one. Oh no! The Brewling sent him up and towards the air at the same time the assassination was coming in. They'll still have the damage, mainly because everyone from Virtus.pro is there. The Team Secret losing that Lina back up to their tier 2 tower.
It's actually super annoying for Fawcett to play against this Brewmaster. He keeps dispelling the Decrepify every single time with the Storm Panda. I think that's one of the big reasons that Brewmaster has become a stronger pick. Is actually not as much about the patch or about changes to the hero. It's more that people are starting to understand how good the Storm Panda is. They're just better at cycloning, they're better at using Dispel against these heroes that are more popular right now, and it's given the hero a lot of new potential that it didn't used to have. Good juke from Solo there in the Chakram. He's still going to get arrowed.
It almost felt like a bait, like he was leaving the observer board for somebody else to farm. He just sits there reeling.
Puppey really didn't want to ult him. That's Ogre. You know, is it worth it for me to use my ultimate on him? Really? Do I have to do this?
To be honest, I thought they were waiting, allowing Ace to kill him, and then YapzOr took the last hit. So it's like, okay,
oh, well,
I guess we're not waiting, right?
Everything is the way it usually is. Great kill by YapzOr.
It's like, I suppose he is now 100, like, well, okay, he's 250 gold away from that talisman. So then Solar Crest can exist, and there's that burst!
Holy.
Yeah.
Get your BKB, sonny boy.
This is that amplification we're talking about, and it's not just from the Lina. YapzOr with the level 4 Starfall, that's a lot of damage combining with just Nether Blast. BKB is now up for Sniper. It's got to come on the courier, though.
Yep. It has to be Venge's next item, right? Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's queued up. So he's 1,500 away. That's still a great snipe from Secret. They get the core kill, they get a tower. They're pressuring out the map, and YapzOr is starting to scale very well in the Mirana as well. So we've got ourselves a pretty even game overall here. Secret have managed to stay afloat pretty well. Now it's just about if VP can get that next objective fight at the Roshan. If they manage to get the Rosh with the Bruce split, they have the potential to high ground with their next Aegis as well.
I'm interested to see just how well that works. Like, you see something like this from Team Secret where they can just blow one hero up. So Virtus.pro just playing the bait game. Like, it wasn't much from Team Secret to even get that high level of damage out. Like, we're talking Nether Blast plus Starfall. That's it. That's all you're really committing. That's quite cheap. I think you had, well, there's a Whirling Death, I think, also.
That was some stuff.
Yeah, that was stuff. I agree.
He has
Stuff is good.
Dagon
I like
level
stuff.
2, Fata is going to go Dagon 5, it looks like. Oh, see a troll.
The counter.
But VP no Rosh up. They've scouted it with their little skeleton warrior, and now they're going to de-ward. Textbook stuff from them, and they know Moonlight Shadow is used, which is actually a really important piece of information. Look at this Rosh.
So quick. Here comes Ace to Chakram, flies in, but Roshan's already down, and Ace is in too deep. He misses the Timber Chain up. Ramsey's swapping Lil out so he can jump in for the stun, pulling Ace up to the high ground now with his own Timber Chain. So the kill doesn't come in from Virtus.pro. But Team Secret, now without the Aegis Immortal, they're losing vision too. I'd love to see actually see that stat from Yusin. Like, the amount of Observer was destroyed by Solo. I feel like in just the last couple of minutes, he has found every single one the Team Secret has put down. So, was destroyed, 3 of them, most of those will be in the last like 5 minutes.
Yep. They've definitely taken good control of them. Actually, wow, okay, that's interesting. He went for the Silver Edge over the BKB, just looking to counter out the Timber Saw reactive armor. That's pretty much the only thing. I guess Fiery Soul as well counters a bit if you use it at the perfect timing. He's not even thinking about that probably. He just wants it against the Timber. VP are a kill-hungry team. If there's a hero they can't kill in the game, they get upset. And then they find out how to kill this guy. And it's like, okay, I'll buy Silver Edge, you buy damage items, no one, okay, da, and then they go.
That's how the fights begin. No one
gets the
gonna get the hell out of here. He does have the Hurricane Pike. Remember, he's still got the Aegis Immortal. So BKB turns on, and the Shrapnel comes down. The damage on the Puppey. They'll save him with Decrepify. For the moment, he'll juke up and down. Puppey trying to keep the run going and charges himself away. Solo really back. Basha will clap him on the edge. It looked like for a second Puppey was gonna get out. And that would have been the dream scenario from Team Secret. BKB gone and no kill from Virtus.pro.
This is still fine.
Yeah, yep.
It's position 5 Spirit Breaker to force BKB, to force rotation, and at the same time mid one is pushing out top, so they bought a lot of time.
They hit the scan onto mid one as 3 heroes jump in. They go for the split as well as Dust. That was so quick, but mid one into the trees, and VP do not know where he is. He is away.
Damn, that is confidence going for that play. It didn't work, but you know, you have a scan, you just blink, Dust, instant split, and hope to get the kill. You didn't do it, and now Secret immediately have a little bit of an advantage now with Bruce split down. I believe mid one did see it get used. Maybe he did.
No, he did. It's the Observer Ward. Team Secret have that, like, for all the Observer Wards that got de-warded, that Observer Ward saw the 3 heroes TP in.
But was Brew in
that's
there?
why it could react.
I don't think Brew was in there.
The Brewling walked past it.
Okay.
Like, it walked back down
so
into the lane.
Okay.
Yeah, they definitely would have seen it. Or would have had a chance to see it at least.
Yeah.
Now the push comes to mid. Double catapults because Lil's able to make a traitor of the dire one.
All right, guys. Bruce split cooldown. Let's push. Virtus.pro.
You've got Noga. You're fine.
Holy shit, this damage, man. This is... Imagine there's a brew split just keeping 2 heroes at bay for Secret in the back line. Their tier 3 is just going to evaporate.
Oh, Ram's going to try it. Wave of Terror is up, realizes that all of Team Secret haven't come back, and Team Secret weren't really ready as well for Virtus.pro to come in.
Arrow?
The Catapult's still alive, they're keeping the Die one back, so the Arrow will kill off the Radiant Catapult, but the Traitor still exists. But the tower is down to 1/5 of its normal life, and no one's keeping the vision up on that high ground, so he can keep attacking it. He's got that long range, and they have to use Fortification for a sniper. And he just shrapnels up again. He'll see it once again in Team Secret. You have to make a choice here.
They have to kill the creep wave. That's too late. This is too close. No.
Yep.
So now he's going to get the tower for sure.
Ace jumps out, looking for the opening, right on top of Ramses. Where's the support? Puppey, he's there by charging forward, but Ace is already down. The man stuns are huge, but no one.
Got
They just
Ogre.
turn on the BKB. You killed an Ogre. Whoopity-doo-dah, whoopity-day. A double stun from mid will help, but he decrepified himself. Oh! Amplifying the situation and damage. Team Secret now buying back onto Fada. Virtus.pro, 32 minutes in, will claim that mid melee ranks. They're looking for more, however, draining out Lil. The Decrepify worked beautiful. Mid one, however, no one. He does too much damage. He is the stronger one. Yapsaw, what do you do here, man? Like, okay, you just let it be.
This is a big kill for Secret to get. They have to get this kill. They paid so much to not defend their barracks.
They're charging.
Cheege.
Ramses,
Great
what do you
siege.
do? He's got a sentry ward. You'll see Puppey quite clearly. Sentry ward from Puppey is there. Arrow flies forward from
Almost bashed him into
Yapsaw.
it.
It won't hit the target. Solo's nearby. There is no swap. There is nothing. So Ramses will die. Secret gets something in return. And now do they just force down mid? You got Nether Blast. You can do some significant damage.
Oh, they're going to try to look for bonus kills.
Ooh, Solo?
That's a kill as well.
Okay, we'll wait 2 minutes. This is how long it's going to take for Solo to die. Yapsaw. Okay, maybe not 2 minutes.
No.
Is Pasha actually gonna...
Yeah, it's going to cut the wave. There's still a wave in mid though, so Secret can probably get this tier 2. Fata's jumping in.
Oh, that
they got the
drain.
arrow connection.
This is big, but then no one turns. Woo! Who's connecting what?
Yep. They were lacking a tertiary hero there to kill the sniper. He's already very tanky. So high level, so high net worth. His itemization, you see him sitting on 2.3k health in this strength threats, and it's of course all the stats he gets from Pyke, Aquila, BKB, all of it just racks up that health pool.
And now he's going to get the MKB. The damage output's going to be ridiculously high. Yapsaw believes he can sit in this bottom lane.
For a bit. He's got to go now.
Has to add the pressure in somehow. It's better Yapsaw dies than Ace going down again. It's amazing he's still actually at 11 Bloodstone charges. That, to me, is surprising. But it's 4 Bloodstone charges on the Lina. This has just not been mid-one's game.
This sniper pick has just ruined his game. It's actually ridiculous how much he got destroyed in lane and how much he got slowed down. He's had to play recovery for so long. And if they take another bad fight, that's the nature of Bloodstone. It's like, oh, I have my Bloodstone, I'm ready to come back. And then if you fail the first 2 fights, all right, guys, I'm back to nothing. Then he has to just start farming up again. Secret from this position, now that they have this Lina BKB, have a better chance in the next fight. The problem is the right-click damage is still way too high, but there is a plate mail as well on mid one, so bit of potential. I still think Secret's only play remaining in this game now is to get a fight in the Roche pit or right before Roche spawns. If there's another Aegis on this VP team, the game's probably over.
Ooh, Secret, well, mid one, they wanted to lead him, and they will. TP was coming in from the Timbersaw. They wanted to make sure there was no reaction there. 71 seconds without a buyback. You're right.
I'm still a bit worried for Secret if they try to push high ground here. I understand if they want to try it and deal some damage, but there's so much defensive threat. There's a level 3 swap. There's a sniper with shrapnels.
They may feel like they're just trying to force a buyback, though. Like, they don't know what we know, that the Brewmaster can't come back to life again.
I like this choice of not going. You know, it's tempting. We killed a core. We're 5-on-4. Let's go hit high ground. But
yeah, take a tier 2 town, maybe. Like that.
Yeah.
That should be achievable.
The odds are stacked against them in a 5-on-4 in the enemy base. That's how rough this game looks right now.
Do you like this build from Yapsaw? He's gone for a Dagon level 1.
I think they're just identifying that this lineup, this game is getting out of control, and right now they have to just burst heroes.
Ramses, the stun is out at the moment onto Ace, but he's pretty damn tanky, and that Enchantress army not doing a lot. The tower, it will end up falling. Oh, actually not. Fortifications up, but Ramses pulling him back in again. Well, no one. He will thank the rest of his team for tying down his prey.
But as Secret have to just try to get any sort of stun and the Crep into Dagon bursts, else they just don't have damage. Like it's an inherent problem for their lineup right now that the physical component isn't there. And if YapzOr tries to build carry now, he's not going to make it in the duration of this game. They need
YapzOr looks like Snipe Squad. That's all he is at the moment. Jump in, put the Solar Crest on him, Dagon, Starfall, anything which works with Decrepify to get that quick pick. And then he's the only one on the front lines that Virtus.pro will try and initiate on, because he's bringing the magical damage. But this is...
The Roshan will spawn soon.
It feels desperate from Team Secret.
It's up in like 30 seconds, so VP will just keep controlling this area. They know that the spawn timer is coming in. Probably just moving up as a group here to get a ward out for solo, take the shrine, limit Secret's possibilities of contesting them there.
Hello, and hello.
He might have seen that ward placed, actually.
Might have. It would have been around the corner though, but you'd work it out. There's got to be some kind of vision established from Lil.
I'll more or less guarantee you this. If Secret don't contest this Roche, they lose the game within the next 2 minutes. I just do not see how they hold this base without getting that Aegis out of the hands of VP. But maybe VP are just going to go. Maybe they don't care. Or at least
they're attacking it tier 2.
Back here, so that's something.
It's Ramses.
Yeah, they know. Oh, Fata. He wants to blast this. He could die now.
Maybe. Ramses, does he want to fight? There's your stun, break him, and the damage. Ace going to help him out. So Ramses, he is down here alone, and Puppey is starting his charge. They may feel they can keep this pressure up while mid one walks underneath the sentry ward. It definitely is. The shields are still up. Lina is down. Oh, those Bloodstone charges are dwindling drastically. Ramses thought he was safe, running forward, and now push in. Ace is in very, very deep. Ramses' BKB will save him while the Brewmaster split is looking for a bigger target. Ace has gone YOLO out to the side with the TP. No! The swap will cancel him. Ramses and Lil will do it at home, not even having to leave the house to work. The damage, well, Ace will deny himself, so no kill on that front. The Lina was the one that got ganked before, and surprisingly, with the way that fight split up, it's only the denial the VP claimed.
They get the Roche though. That was 2 core kills. There's no way Secret get in here. And this was the exact thing that I think Secret had to try to set up for. They wanted to put the pressure on bottom to force a rotation from VP, and then when VP are defending, Secret can rotate back, group up, smoke, ward up the Roche pit, and try to get it themselves or take a fight there. Now that that possibility is gone, VP can, if they manage to push out their bottom lane, they can just cruise in through top, and I just don't think Secret can defend this. They're going to need some sort of heroic defense to stand a chance here at holding. And there's Boots of Travel on Pasha, so he is the guy who can push out this bottom lane and connect with his team, or they can, of course, come to him if they want to. They're pinging out the side. They have a feeling there's somebody there.
Well, Fata just blasted the wave, which kind of reveals the fact that Team Secret are doing something shady in the trees.
Scan just went from...
Sorry, not Pasha. Fata.
Scan actually working a little bit against VP there. The Scan went from red to green right when Yap TP'd out, so they thought they found a hero and that he was running out of the circle, but actually TP'd out. So they tried to Shrapnel, they tried to blink in with Brew and didn't find anyone, but this time he did not randomly just Brew split. Fortunately, it was on cooldown, because else he might have just done it again. All right, there's VP's choice. I actually like this a lot. I was talking about them being able to push top and just having Brew bottom, but they realized bottom is the only wave that Secret can actually try to trade in. There's still a tier 2 top. So if this is the wave they push in through, Secret will not be able to get a strong enough trade in the meantime. Even though mid one is doing his best right now to push out top, VP should be only losing at most a tier 2 to hit the base from this angle.
Yeah, so Team Secret have to come back to fight. They have no other choice right now. Observe Ward is planted in preparation for the attack, but there's a Gem of True Sight in the hands of that Brewmaster, so they're going to see it pretty early on.
Got an
so
Arcane
in they come. Okay, well, Sentry and Sentry, that'll do the work. A deep ward from Solo. Ramses almost catching that arrow. Not going to happen, however. Fata waiting in the trees. Needs to put down that nether ward just yet. Puppey charging forward. He'll create some space. Pugner has to buy back. He died so quickly. If you blinked, you missed it. No one waiting for heroes to hit the ground again, so now he can rip apart Ace. putting that sniper to work. Assassination, no reactive armor will protect you from this. And this looks like it's going to be bottom lane of Rax. Brewmaster, Timbersaw going to buy back as the Brewmaster split's going to wear off. Even BKB to TP
He has
out.
to stop the Lina as much as he can.
Oh, they're
Mid one
actually going
never
back
joined.
in again? Was that a fake bait back? As, well, Pasha, he'll deal with mid one up on the top. He's almost claimed that melee Rax. In fact, he has been able to do so in the crit with the clap. It'll find the kill onto Lina. Buyback is available, however, so Lina has to buy back now to actually keep some level of balance in this lane because they got the melee on top,
They saw
but
Ace.
they've lost their bottom. Ace needs to get out of here. Chain close by the arrow in case anyone from VP thought about going after it, but they didn't. They're backing up for the moment.
Ooh, this is an aggressive play. He had the arcane rune on Pasha, remember?
He's
He
turning
will
on the
split
blade
again.
now. He's trying to get no one to kill himself. A quick charge forward. There was no way he was going to survive this.
This is going to be Megas. He has another primal split. They're just going to go top. He will use the split. He will cyclone the Lina, and there is no possible way Ace can stop this push. They have to concede the mega creeps, and more than likely the game. So that last stage is just the nail in the coffin. Sorry. Sorry, team. I'll let you down.
Yeah, this has been a rough game for Team Secret, but
GG.
there it is. GG, Virtus.pro. Beautiful display of Dota from them. Team Secret, they were showing a bit of flair themselves. We saw that magical burst damage kick in around the mid game, but Virtus.pro, solid all round and no real answer to that sniper.
I love their draft. I think this draft from Virtus.pro was extremely good. They are so good when they get their Enchantress early on. The whole way the composition came together, they had all of these buff ups for the sniper. You can tell that they're trying to make this one hero just the centerpiece of their lineup. Like their whole lineup was built to, how can we make no one a god in this game? Venge Aura, the minus armor on the enemy team, the Brewmaster to make space for him, Bloodlust, and a couple of Aegis to boot. So well-executed strategy. Secret, they got to make sure they get the damage types right. This game, they just didn't have the physical to match VP in the fights.
Well, game 2 will be a new day, a new draft. We'll see what happens with that in just a bit.
Um zu erkennen, was ein Mineralwasser besonders macht, muss man wissen, was drin steckt. Hoch und ausgewogen mineralisiert. Mit wertvollem Calcium und Magnesium. Und mit jedem Schluck richtig erfrischend. So gut kann Wasser sein. Gerolsteiner, das Wasser mit Stern.
Ultimately, this trip could bring my career to the next level.
I'm not very worried about losing. I'm worried about missed opportunities.
I just scream and say yes twice.
You try your best, you feel good about yourself.
So what's really going to separate them is decision making and strategizing.
I'm expecting Season 8 to be the same thing. Should be pretty awesome. And just more of the good stuff.
Such a fantastic round to really test out strats, build yourself up before the big events, and now Dream League very much being one of those big events. And Season 8, it's going to be even bigger than Season 7. I can absolutely guarantee it's going to be something to look out for.
ESL 1 Hamburg is brought to you in part by Intel, Mercedes-Benz, Logitech G, Gerolsteiner, Wüstenrot, Legion Lenovo, and StubHub.
Multicultural Team Secret versus Virtus.pro.
The StubHub post-match breakdown.
The CIS region moves one step closer to a title. Virtus.pro move one step closer to an elusive major. They are just one game away. We're going to recap game number 1. A thoroughly dominating display by Virtus.pro in that first matchup. Nahaz and Capitalist back with us. Cap, we'll start with you. I mean, apart from a small blip in there for a couple of minutes, that went pretty much the way Virtus.pro wanted it to.
You're thinking about that Shrine fight, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was like, classic VP. You know, you have this kind of play style, and it's like, you're good at it, but you're still going to have situations like 1 in every 10 of those fights you force is going to look really badly.
It looked a bit rough, didn't it? But, you know, we're kind of being picky, a little bit picky, because other than that,
it was solid all the way through, right? Like, it was just a really good draft. I really didn't feel like Secret's draft was going to come together. The last pick sniper was really good, but there was already inherent problems with Secret's draft where they had a Spirit Breaker as their initiator. We've talked about this before. Spirit Breaker as a 4 position is fantastic, puts a lot of pressure on the laning phase, but he doesn't substitute for like an Earthshaker or a Bat Rider or any one of those heroes going into the mid game. His initiation just isn't fast enough, to be honest.
Alan, enjoy that?
Unbelievable. Virtus.pro's played 8 games now in this tournament, and that is, by my count, the 5th time that the last overall pick that they've had in the draft has basically just straight out won them the game. The Bloodseeker pick against Keen Gaming's 1 position Mirana, go back to the Lifestealer pick against Liquid's Veno, Tiny, and Bat Tricores. You go back to the PL and the Brood 5th picks this morning. I get in some trouble on Reddit for maybe exaggerating a little bit. I get excited, okay? This is the best that second pick has looked to me in a tournament for this entire patch.
Yeah, I mean,
if they win this tournament, Solo's my MVP.
It's working for them, isn't it?
Yes.
Every time. Highlights on your screen right now we're going to take you through, and they're mostly good highlights for Virtus.pro. There was an early fight, actually, where Secret tried, Cat, to kind of get into it, and they kind of chased Virtus.pro a little bit, but it always felt like they were walking into a trap somewhere.
Look, the way that Virtus.pro set up their lineup, they just kind of like super buffed their sniper. If you look at it, right, they've got a Brewmaster who's a really great team fighter, great controller. He takes 1 hero out of the fight with a Tornado. He disables another one with the Earth Panda Stone. And so that fight is really easy every single time for the sniper to play out. Even if they do get on top of the sniper, which is hard for Secret to do in the first place because they had a Mirana support rather than a Mirana core, which would have been a little bit more adept at putting pressure there. Even then, they still have the swap of the Vengeful Spirit always to be able to save the sniper if he was in trouble. Honestly, this Vengeful core was incredibly impactful. I love the pickup from VP.
2 points. Number 1, worst game I've ever seen from YapzOr on his support Mirana. He was devastating on this hero. I mean, he knocked us out of TI in the qualifiers 2 years ago on this hero. I still have nightmares where my Sven is walking into arrows, okay? He was 5 for 31 on his arrows in the first 20 minutes of this game. Little bit, now some of those arrows are going to be against the Enchantress creep, so you expect that. 5 for 31, that's not a YapzOr Mirana. That's just, it had no impact the entire game. 11 for 69 was the total. That ogre of solos, before the loss to Newbie, they had won 11 straight on Solos Ogre Magi, dating back to before the Kiev Major. He was in on 4 kills in the first 420. Blazing it on that Ogre Magi is Solo. I just love this game from VP.
I'm just shocked that 5 for 41 isn't good arrows. I thought that was quite good. When I do 5 for 41, I'm thrilled. Game 2 draft, looking ahead, Cap. What do you want from Secret here?
I don't want to support Mirana. I don't feel like it was
I don't think we're going to get one of those.
I don't think it was a good answer to the Enchantress, to be honest. It did feel like it just allowed VP to be able to run over them quite a bit. Other than that...
you want to see an Ench ban?
Just better initiation. I mean, they had most of the other tools. They had some tools for team fight, but they didn't actually have the hard initiation problem, because there was plenty of other heroes that could have actually fit into the VP lineup that still would have made that a big problem for them, right? So the sniper actually wasn't the be-all, end-all. It was a really great pickup, don't get me wrong, but there were still some other problems there.
I mean, no one executed that brilliantly.
Yeah,
Did everything it needed to do.
Yeah, it was a very easy game, I would say, for a sniper.
Okay.
You know, despite looking at it at first, I thought it was actually going to be a little bit harder because I thought it was going to be a Pugna support and a Mirana core somehow, and working that in, because otherwise they just don't have a hero to really be able to put a threat on the board. And they also just don't actually scale very well, very quickly. The core Lina is like really tough to run right now because we're playing a lot of 5-man. We're playing a lot of very team fight heavy, and Lina is going to be more of the threatened split pushers. And that's really what wasn't like VP. They weren't really reliant on that whatsoever. They were able to move back and forth, various parts of the map, just shove out as a team for the most part. And Lina can't really find those easy openings that way.
Okay. Yeah, and I think just a lot of her lanes, her lane advantages, that coming from range advantage, she has a advantage in a lot of the 1v1s, but she's very vulnerable to getting roamed on if she misses those LSAs. And in that particular game, I mean, once you take her range advantage away against a sniper and she's standing in the middle of leveled up shrapnel with Ignite and Fire Blast on her, it's over.
Yeah, horrible game. In terms of MVP, obviously we're getting very close now. We could only be one game away. Whose stock went up as a result of that first game in the grand final?
Yeah, I went from kind of on the fence about SCCC and Solo because I think that the individual stats that SCCC put up in these tournaments were otherworldly. Pretty much carried his team on his back in that series against EG. No way they win that series without him. But Solo, as of now, is my MVP. This drafting performances have been amazing.
Ramsey's stock definitely went up in that game. I thought his Vengeful Spirit performance was really strong. He had great reactions with the swap. And he, like, shot calling in the game is also really important. And that would also lead me to be able to support Nahaz's candidate of Solo, because there was one really cool play that stood out from me from Virtus.pro where they were being pushed out bottom lane by Team Secret, and they sent the Vengeful Spirit back, and then the rest of them 4-man smoked up near the top lane, and they actually caught the Lina as a result, because what they were naturally expecting was that Team Secret aggressively pushing that bottom lane was going to be able to force VP back, and showing the Vengeful Spirit a big core like that, they assumed that they had forced the heroes back. But the truth was, with the BKB timing on Vengeful Spirit, you can play that kind of bait play, and it actually worked out perfectly. They killed the Lina, and they managed to get the Timber Saw after they scrambled. Secret panics, basically. Lina gets picked off. That Venge is alone. Go kill her, but it's too late. VP have already killed the Lina, and they're making rotations back. They managed to get 2 cores off of 1 play. That kind of shot calling is game-winning.
Yeah, these are the right bans by Secret. You're going to take away the Night Stalker. You're going to take away the Enchantress. I think that's absolutely the right answer here. Now, the question is, does Virtus.pro want to pick up that Nature's Prophet in the first phase? Do they want to go back to their Bane? Or the Ogre is still on the table?
Plenty of options.
Yeah, just to finish off a quick point about Virtus.pro. I think they've just looked like the most prepared team in this tournament. And when I'm talking about prepared, a lot of people think about drafting. Preparation in Dota is not just about drafting. It's about knowing how the other team is going to play, mapping out that other team's early rotations, knowing their ward spots. And VP, just to me, their preparation, not only in the draft, but in-game, has looked a level above any other team in this tournament.
And so the Enchantress has now been elevated to a 1-2 ban, which leaves the Bane out there for Virtus.pro. We said in the beginning of this series that was going to be an important pickup for VP. So no real surprise there. Could be paired up with a Mirana. That is the few core pickups that I would allow in the first 1-2 for VP. Yep. And Team Secret going to stick with their guns. If they can't have the Night Stalker, they're going to grab the Spirit Breaker.
Yeah, and they're going to go back to the Yapso Rubik. 21 wins on that hero, has Yapso in this patch. The second most winning player-hero combination only Kaka's Sand King with 23. I actually like the Spirit Breaker. I don't think that that's what lost them that last game, but I agree with Cap that they needed another source of initiation. When Secret looks good with the Spirit Breaker, it's when they're using that charge not only as a disable, but as a sort of secondary track to guarantee them vision over the opponent. I feel like they get a lot of value that the vision from charge creates over a potential gank target, but you just didn't see it there in game 1.
And it's interesting, they actually banned the Veno with the change-up of first pick and second pick here. Virtus.pro take that one out instead of the Monkey King. Well, that was part of the success. I think I remember they always had another initiator for Team Secret in Spirit Breaker before, and one of them was like Monkey King at least has a really long range disable. I remember they ran that at least once with SB.
And you ban out our Enchantress. Hey, that's no problem. We'll take the Chen.
And because their first pick, they can go into this, they get the last pick in this first phase, which means they can go into the 3-4 and ban away the Chen counters, so they can probably take away the Doom if they're afraid that Fada is going to pick that one up. And I don't know if how much I would be afraid of an offlane Doom here. I guess with both supports on the board, it makes it less likely of a pickup, because I think it's better as a 4 position to counter Chen.
I'm mostly on board with that, although Liquid has run Mind Control on Doom a couple of games that I really liked, including against Secret at Star Ladder. I think the Doom is definitely a reasonable ban here, but I want him to take out the Ember. I think that's been Mid-1's best hero here in recent memory. And I just don't want to play against it. I like the Brewmaster ban by Secret. Pasha, when I'm going up against VP, they've already picked up their 2 supports, and Pasha is definitely the VP core that I think you focus on.
It's interesting, neither one of these teams have prioritized the Nature's Prophet.
Yeah.
In their opener. It has been a pretty high value hero. Fada, I think, played Find Nature's Prophet in one of the later games that they played NP.
Still fits for both teams too. I think that's a viable 3rd pick for either squad.
VP could go with the trash strategy. Throw a lot of units on the board, running towers. Neither team has a whole lot of wave clear either.
Secret taking their time, thinking about this ban, eating into that reserve time here a little early in the draft.
This combination, right, that VP are running, the Bane plus Chen, it's really good support duo that is able to move around a lot and be able to set up kills. Nightmare into Chen creep put on top of a hero is a very deadly combination. You want to be able to have self-sufficient cores if you're VP, I believe.
Now that's not the ban I expected coming out from Team Secret. Does that tell you anything about the set of heroes they're looking at second phase, Austin?
Not necessarily. I mean, it does raise like more priority into heroes like Sven and Monkey King, but I do think it's I think it fits the mold of a self-sufficient core for VP. It's less threatened by Spirit Breaker than other cores, so that makes it even more self-sufficient, right? If the 4 position that's supposed to be roaming around from Team Secret can't really threaten you, then.
Okay, and there comes the Nature's Prophet off the board from Virtus.pro, so Ember's still available for Team Secret.
I think the pseudo-global strategy is too strong when you give both Spirit Breaker and Furion to one team. They amplify each other. Their ganking power is just so much stronger when they're on the same team.
Agreed. And it's a classic tactic from time immemorial in Dota. When you looking at a hero that you feel like the enemy has countered of yours, you ban it out yourself. The Magnus pick, so we did see this first phase for Secret in the draft against Liquid. Of course, we saw the PA later on in that draft. You're looking at the 4th pick here for Secret, more than likely being one of the traditional melee cores for Ace that is amped up by the Magnus, those being the PA, the Juggernaut. VP, if things hold the form, take their... Really? You like the Death Prophet 4th?
For Virtus.pro,
for
I
VP.
think, because
yeah,
the fact that they have Spirit Breaker, right? Just another hero that isn't threatened by that roamer.
Yeah, I agree. Also really even reinforces that pushing presence that's going to be offered by the Chen as well. Means that even with a support pickoff in that mid game, that they're going to be able to take towers.
And yeah, and you don't have like the traditional saving heroes, but you still got okay save between the Chen heal as well as the Nightmare save. That 1 second can be key.
Yep. And Secret not showing a huge amount of burst damage in their first 3, although the potential is certainly there still.
They probably don't pick it up now.
You know what?
You leave it for 4th or 5th.
The only thing that worries me, all right, I'm going to go back on that a little bit. The only thing that would worry me about a DP pick here is that there are a lot of heroes in that traditional set that are amped up by Magnus that offer burst physical damage, and that's something that DP really, really doesn't like.
Yeah.
How about a Jug?
Yeah, that's one of the two I mentioned. PA, yeah. Sand King. This is not a hero that we've seen a lot of from VP. It looks like it's going to be their offlaner in this position.
Yeah, why Sand King over, say, Bat Rider?
I'm just trying to work that out.
Initiator. Offers you better team fight opportunity, just better damage, something that neither one of your supports does a whole lot of. So I think that covers that gap a little bit.
Yeah. I just worry that with the nerf to low-level Caustic, that hero's laning potential is just so nerfed from before. We are okay. So that's the other thing. Because I mentioned it earlier in the draft, I wasn't as focused on it after the Magnus pick. But Ember, of course, does benefit from that Empower, and that's just a mid-1 staple. 43, I believe 43 and 12 all-time, the most wins on that hero in Pro Dota 2 history.
Makes the DP stronger if VP want to go that route.
Okay.
Makes a couple of melee options as well.
All right.
Viper, okay.
And yeah, that's going to be a no-one Viper, and he is one of the scarier players on that hero in the world. Viper, ordinarily a hero you think about as just sort of 5-manning around, deathballing, pushing towers, but the way that no one plays it is very aggressive, and that hero turns into high kill potential in the hands of no one.
Yeah, you're pretty much like guaranteed the team secret, because Ember Spirit isn't the Magnus combination that you really want, right? He's more magic focused. He's not going like Battle Fury physical damage build most of the time. So you're pretty much guaranteed that you're going to get another physical damage healer hero that's amplified by Magnus. That's going to be melee. So Viper is both the counter to Ember Spirit and that hidden pick.
Yeah, and in fact, when you think about it, with the Nether Toxin passive, Viper is a burst physical damage dealer in his own right against the Ember Spirit. I like these first 4 picks from BP. Secret pressure is on them to give a little protection for the Ember. You need to pick something relatively self-sufficient here for Ace. Looking at maybe a Timbersaw.
It's got to be the. I think you still have to go with a Magnus hero, right? The Empower hero.
I don't know. I mean, are you counting on it? The question is, how much are you counting on the Empower for the Ember Spirit?
I mean, I think Magnus just looks like a bad core for you if you don't have that.
Yeah. All right, so we're back to PA and Jug 5th potentially for Secret.
Unless this is all misdirection for the surprise meepo.
Oh God.
Could be. Was the one I was going to bring up.
It's funny.
It makes a certain kind of sense. None of the classic meepo counters fit very well as 5th for Virtus.pro.
Okay. They do have last pick, of course, as well. And it's the worst possible place to put it. Right now we're waiting for Virtus.pro's 5th.
How good is Lifestealer here?
Yeah, Lifestealer is the one I think about.
It's like Ember Spirit's still a problem, though. I'd rather have a hero that provides its own disable.
Sven?
Yeah, no. Maybe like a...
Yeah, I see a melee core here. BP could take the Jug. Okay, no. All right, this makes sense. They're going to go back to that Venge that worked so well for them in the last game. They're going to put a lot of pressure on the Ember Spirit to come online, and whatever hero is going to be enabled by the Magnus here. I like that pick. It wasn't what I expected. I think the Venge is a little bit less good here than it was in the last game.
You need a hero that comes online fast.
Yeah, they really
or
do.
Secret Monkey or something.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, these heroes are going to look great against
Viper. Yeah, but the tempo concerns me. Exactly what you just said, Cap. PL, not a hero that wants to get 2 items and fight like the Vengeful Spirit. There's going to come a point in this game where Virtus.pro is going to be running at your towers at 15 minutes. And if you've not had a solid early game, you're just not going to be ready to fight as Secret.
VP don't have a whole lot of wave clear, though.
Yeah?
I can see where this is coming from, right? They needed wave clear on Secret. They needed a hero that would be able to push out lanes.
All right, very quickly, in one word.
VP.
VP.
Okay, our gents on the panel have decided that Virtus.pro are about to be crowned the champions of ESL 1 Hamburg and claim their first ever major, but that's not how it happens. They have to go out there and beat Team Secret. Who's up for it? The winner gets $500,000. There's also an MVP on the line as well. Let's sit to game number 2.
Game 2 of Virtus.pro versus Team Secret. We'll see if Virtus.pro can claim that title they've always wanted, and Team Secret have claimed once before. Sint, how do you feel it's going to go? The panel was very excited towards Virtus.pro after the draft. Are you with them? Are you saying this will be an early night for us?
I think it's a similar situation, not exactly the same as in the Liquid series against Secret where they were facing the Mag, where you look at them and you see this lineup that has a lot of potential to pressure early on, but then if they don't manage to do it, then there's 2 melee cores with Empower later that will farm and overtake them. I think it's similar. If Secret can stay alive long enough, this Phantom Lancer has like very limited counters in the game. It's a Sand King. Let's be real here. It's a Sand King he's facing. So great PL game, but they need to get there. And I think VP's aggression in game number 1 was just really well executed. I think they have been more polished in their early game than Team Liquid were, which is also why Liquid didn't manage to build a big advantage in that game. So,
but it also looks like that the Team Secret draft, which we've seen them previously, just being able to hold on, get to that late game, and then there is, as you said, like no answer to it. If VP have another one of those Shrine fights, could we be going straight back down the same road?
That is very true. Looking at VP, they're going to have some good lane matchups, though, and that's always something we need to look out for. Viper beats any of Secret's cores in mid. They might choose in this game to just not put the Ember there because they feel like he's going to get shut down way too hard and that he is the key hero, so they put it in the safe lane instead. When they did that against Liquid with their Ember, it did not turn out very well. He got destroyed in the safe lane as well, and he's playing against Chen, and a Bane support. Like, these 2 heroes can just come to the safe lane and kill him there as well. It's not an easy game to be mid one in. Looks like he will be playing the mid lane this time around, though.
Yeah. He's a bit more standard. I think Team Secret are also going to be very happy, unless they change their mind for the next 35 seconds, to not check the Radiant Rune or aggressively invade the VP jungle, something which they were setting up to try and get a counter gank onto Secret for.
If you put me on the spot, I would pick VP to win this game because I think their lineup can play it fast enough if they execute it well. But at the same time, a couple of slip-ups and this game will be out of control. So we're expecting very high level of execution from them or this will not work. They've drafted themselves into this. They know what they're getting themselves into. So.
Team Secret are going to come for that rune eventually, and underneath the Observer Ward, Virtus.pro understand they're not going to be able to contest for this, and SK, a Burrow Strike might help them at least get again, they will in fact get that, a 2-for-2 bounty rune trade-off. And mid one is headed
in the off lane.
Yeah, that's an Ember in the south.
Okay.
So and they're pushing the PL to the mid. It's not a PL versus Batrider. This time around, it's a PL versus a Viper.
So I like to say in this patch that compared to previous patches, it's a lot more about lane matchups than the lane itself for the most part. Like, there's more experience, there's more golden mid, which is really important for the heroes there, obviously. But if your matchup is unplayable, you're going to get more by playing this Ember in the off lane and helping him there. The thing is, I don't know if Ember is favored in any of the 3 lanes. VP are just going to run at him with this Bane, and he's going to struggle. They will have to help him with supports. And there's a Chen that can connect over as well at any given time. So, you know, we talked about safe lane Ember having weaknesses. In the off lane, it's even worse. If you can't even pull, then he's going to get very low levels, splitting it with these 2 supports of his.
Well, Puppey and YapzOr are down there. It was the question mark, which was also flagged in game 1, which is just that presence that can come from the two supports of Team Secret, and moving underneath that observer wall that Virtus.pro planted very early on, it makes it too easy for Virtus.pro just to react. And you've got an army behind you. It's the Chen army this time around as opposed to the Enchantress army, making life very, very difficult. And I'm wondering just how much work Puppey and YapzOr can do. It seems a little bit easier this time around because you do have that instant just disable that comes from things like telekinesis or the Fade Bolt control, as opposed to what Mirana was offering in the previous game. But it still seems like the same problem for Puppey.
I don't like this laning from Secret. I don't think they can stay like this. They are going to have to do something about it. Ember Spirit will get shut down way too hard. He's going to charge mid. There will be a Lance coming out from Ace more than likely.
Oh, he's actually got Phantom Rush to close the distance.
Harass. I believe no one will be just fine, though. And this is the beginning of the rotation for Puppey. This is a connection move where he wants to get to top. He's Spirit Breaker. He can quickly get to the mid and then go from there, get a rune. We got a haste rune. This could spell trouble top. He doesn't have mana for charge. We can at least get the bounty rune. That's the minimum thing.
He can get both those bounty runes and then potentially charge.
Mid one is really good on this Ember, but he will be tested in this game. They're actually going to leave him solo in the off lane for now.
He's 2-0 on his CS. Come on, like
he's level 1.
And level 1. So being zoned out by Solo, a player which, as the panel was saying, like really, you want to put him up as MVP, really been on the money as a support. And very rarely do you actually get a large portion of the community and the panel voting for that support player. But Puppey's still looking for the opening.
Like, he's leeching. He's flat out a position 3 Ember right now. And this, like I said,
they get the pull.
This can't stay. Like, this makes no sense for me. It's just not worth what they are getting. They're getting good farm mid on the PL, and the Magnus is having a good time as well. But I think Ember is the integral hero in their lineup in order to buy them enough time to sustain against this VP lineup.
Well, is it though? Like, you can think about Team Secret's way back into, way back into the game, the way where they control the game. Doesn't it come off the back of an escalated Magnus by having his arcanes as well as Blink Dagger up and running?
It's good, but
are you investing to get that first and then giving the space for Ember to play catch-up?
I mean, they might have to do it. If they feel like the Ember can't go to any other lane either. Like, the mid matchup is bad. The Sand King matchup is also not good, so he may just be forced to just have a bad lane. They could, if they wanted to, he would have a better lane. That's my point. Like, if they put him mid against Viper, he would have a better time than this. If they put him safe lane against the Sand King, he would also have had a better time than this. So it must be in Secret's game plan either to, like you said, prioritize the Magnus a bit more this game, or they just got tricked and VP put lanes that they didn't expect. And this is
but if that
definitely
happened,
hurting
then
them.
Team Secret still would have rotated their lanes. Like, you're not going to just sack your Ember saying, well, I guess this is just the card we dealt.
My thrift rewarded.
Yeah, I don't know. It's still puzzling to me. I think they could have helped him more by just moving him straight away and just being like, okay, we're gonna take that immediate lane loss of having to swap heroes around, and as a bare minimum, VP would have to run after them if they wanted to jump
this
down.
is a nice opportunity right now for Team Secret. The lane's forward as Puppey charges in. YapzOr's got the pick up and throw back, trying to kill off no one with the Fade Bolt. Not a lot of damage. In fact, it's Ace who's copping a lot with Solo, who came in with the brains up. The Nightmare! They don't keep the damage going. Solo can just back up into the lineup of Team Secret, keeping that pressure. Thanks to the bonus armor, thanks to the control, no one survives. And Team Secret are denied that first blood.
Fairy Fire, Raindrop, and Nightmare. And all 3 things were necessary to keep him alive. That was the definition of clutch right there from Solo. Saw him TP in as late as possible. He was like, all right, I'm needed. I will move. This is important for Secret, though. It does free up their Ember a little bit. We're going to see it here. 40 HP, shot in the mid-air from Rubik, gets Nightmared off. And it's probably tempting there for Bane to let the Nightmare run and get the deny. But he was worried that they were going to get the kill. Because it's a free trip to base for the Viper, so he could have just killed him off with the deny. And then he could have TP back to lane with full HP, but they didn't want to take the risk that Secret get the kill. So, but yeah, this helps Ember. They force the rotation mid from Bane. It gives a bit of space to mid one, so now he's up to 10 CS in that bot lane to the 33 Avenge. He gets some levels. Absolutely crucial that they secure it somehow. And it's a start. It is a start, but damn, our Virtus.pro core is looking good right now in this laning stage.
Yeah, they've got to be loving life. Fresh warning now coming out as we've hit that 6-minute mark. Puppey able to move through the Radiant jungle without being scouted, gets his own observe ward just behind or to the side of that tier 1 tower in mid. So he knows when he can initiate onto no one.
He's a full level ahead with Viper.
Yeah.
Actually more than a full level.
It's 24-8 to the 32 for 13 in favor of the Viper.
It's also that I think Puppy leached a bit of experience mid when he charged in, so this Viper has more or less got full.
They're going to go again. Mid one even rotates.
No one expects
He really
it.
is playing the 3 position. The Searing changes out. Flameguard still on cooldown. A quick Hadouken creep into the back lines. Yapsor's going to go down. Lil, well, he'll get a trade-off. There's no one to claim the experience who is in range. But it's the mid from Virtus.pro that Team Secret needed to control. Puppy charging forward, Fada skewering him back. It's a nightmare for Bane as Yapsor picks him up, tosses him down. Puppy will find this kill, and they'll actually lose both heroes, Virtus.pro in the mid.
Nobody expects the 5-man rotation with level 4 Ember offlane ganking mid.
This is like the first 3 months of Korean Dota at the moment. 6 minutes in for everyone there in mid.
No one was not ready for that. I don't think it's fair to expect of him to see that gank coming. The thing is, Secret kind of need that stuff, but that was barely worth it. Like, that's the problem. They get 2 kills, it's great. One is a support, one is a big core, but it's 2 side lanes that are completely free farming for almost a minute and a half as Secret have to retreat to their shrine up, and now get back to their lane positions. All in all, that was such a minor gain for the efforts that they put in. And this is a Pasha Sanking who's going to have like the fastest blink he's had in a long time because he's just having such a free time. He's gone for Tranquil, Soul Ring, Raindrop, and Wand, like the highest value small items this hero can buy in the game.
He has the top net worth as well as the top CS.
He
so
is
even,
super far.
Even looking around, he doesn't have a single kill or assist to his name. He's still #1. Now he's going to try and change that one. They jump in the skewer from Fada, but he just dragged the epicenter with him. He almost burned the RP, but that is not something he wanted to expend at that point.
That was so good from Pasha. He realized he had enough time to cast Epicenter and just get into the skewer of Fata. If Fata skewers away, that's not a kill, but they timed it brilliantly with their rotation. And this should reward Virtus.pro with a tower top as well. Chen coming in with the army. Puppy is charging in, but he doesn't really have a play on the map right now with the Spirit Breaker.
You can see that reaction as well coming from Bane. Puppy could not. He just pulled out the right time. It's the Observer Ward that's on top of the shrine. These 4 wards from Virtus.pro, they see so much on the map, stretching all the way down from the southern part of the lane, all the way up to the north, and now they want to go on Fada. Start with the Brain Sap, Pasha with a follow-up burrow. Poppy needs to create a little bit of space, but with the Penitence, Fada, he gets the RP off, but really, what do you get from a Pasha? Just has to stand for a second going, hey guys, we did a good thing here. Now Burrow strikes himself away from Ace, who was doppelgangering in a couple of extra PLs, but not even using as a dispel, not even using to run away. It's Virtus.pro understanding the Team Secret came to defend a tower which cannot be defended.
Puppy TP'd out, they TP'd in the mag, so he shouldn't be able to connect again. Yapsor's doing a good job here pulling the wave. They're actually buying as much time as they can.
Yapsor's dead, I think. Burrow strike forward, Solo's going to close the distance, and...
No, he's actually fine, I think.
Pasha didn't try and body block. There was no mana for telekinesis grab, so Pasha could have held him there a little bit longer.
And would you look at that, mid-1 Ember. Highest net worth for Team Secret as an offlaner in this game. He got a lot of space now from their place. He's still low level, but he's reaching a point now when he's actually able to fight. He's level 7 at the very least, has his remnants available, has a Ring of Aquila on the way. No one's not gonna let him sit here. Get out of my lane.
This does seem like the harder way to the end goal, right? You're getting your farm over on mid-1, and now, like, Fada, he has level 6, but he doesn't have a lot else to speak for. Like, his net worth is down to 2.5k.
Yeah, the 2 deaths he just got were pretty costly. This bottom tower, Pasha's actually in position. I don't know if Secret are going to expect this. They know RP is on cooldown.
Pasha,
Ember Remnant in.
Mid-1 jumps into the ultimate. And Ramses will keep him controlled with the stun. Mid-1 just trying to go for the blind hallelujah.
I think, so mid-1 just wanted to create some safety. He wanted to scout them out and see, okay, is anybody waiting for me behind the tower? So he jumped in, and that just completely overlapped with the channeling of Epicenter. Pasha was like, hell yeah, free kill, let's go. And they got the kill together with Ramses. That's a big kill.
Channel it and they will come. this field of Dota right now. Virtus.pro can keep the pressure up on bottom lane. In fact, they're going to smoke on Ramses and solo, allowing for a wraparound. They have the aggressive Observer Ward, seeing Puppey and Fada moving over, and Puppey will be the primary target. Where's that stun? Magic Missile with all the negative armor. Puppey able to charge, creating space for mid one. Get the double searing chains. Ramses tries to swap a little bit further away. It will be in vain as no one under the shrine. They continue to fight. Pasha with a double burrow strike. It's buying more time for no one to inflict damage, but he's not bringing anyone near a critical level. Puppey already bailed out. Now they get that Fiend's Grip. It's over on the Expendable. It's over on Fada. And Team Secret will back up for the moment.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Clutch charge from Puppey. He was fortunate to get that out in time. Yep, so get Sandstorm. It's important when you play Sanking in this game that you try to remember to Sandstorm after every burrow strike. If you slip up just once or twice, YapzOr is perhaps the best player in the world at getting those spell steals off. Very quick on his fingers, and burrow strike, one of the best steals in the game for Rubik, so gotta be careful.
Micro Alpha Wolf, please. YapzOr will Fade Bolt steal it. It's not like mid one needs money.
These levels look so good for VP right now. The Viper of no one is once again being the centerpiece of their strategy. Last game it was the Sniper, this time's the Viper. With the auras, last time it was the Vengeful plus Bloodlust, this time it's Vengeful plus Chen's Creeps.
Yeah, so. With that health talent too, he's really difficult to kill.
Yeah, Viper's a difficult hero for the Dire lineup to deal with until PL is farmed. They just don't have single target damage.
Burrow strike on the Puppey. He can see the creep wave up on top, which is exactly what he charges towards and then cancels.
Oh wait, he canceled it too early.
Yeah, I don't think he wanted to come that close towards the Vengeful Spirit. Now mid one has to help out. Burrow strike's going to be there. Spirit committal. Mid one goes in again. He'll get the double searing chains, but Ramses is right hot on the tail.
Only used one.
Another defensive Spirit out, and mid one will be okay.
Fata gets some space. He is really far away from Blink. If he buys Mana Boots now, this is going to be such a late Blink. I don't think he's going to do it, though.
I'll think again. He's coming to that side shop like he wants to.
Got you good. It's pretty greedy for him in this position if he went Soul Ring into Mana Boots before Blink. His team cannot wait that long. They're gonna need an RP, like you said. They just don't have the best heroes to do it with, but it's gonna be necessary. Sure.
Bane's trying to close the distance right now, when he will do so. Fiend's Grip's there. Kill. Here comes the support. Puppey charging in. YapzOr is in the neighborhood, and he's looking for that quick grab, and they've got the hold. The stolen Fiend's Grip. This is one of the oldest counters in the game. The Rubik versus the Bane. Your Fiend's Grip, it's not like a Witch Doctor where you can toggle your heal. It's a very simple steal for YapzOr.
Yeah, easy steal.
But it's still a Bane for a PL.
Exactly, VP are going to feel happy about that. It's not just that one-for-one trade where they lose a support for PL. They got 2 TPs out, I think. At least, I believe the Magnus TP'd into mid in that instance. And it frees up the top lane for Chen to push out. But any hero gaining farm in this game is important. We've seen some Chens be like #1 net worth in games. And Lil is closing in on Midas. He will be scaling very well this game. Could be looking toward a timing push where they get something like Pipe Mech with that Midas, or he can be looking for the Aghanims for some good auras and the split push potential. It's annoying for Ember to deal with. Ember's generally one of those great split push heroes, you know, where, I always have to take care of my waves. Guess what one Black Dragon can do? Who would win?
Black
Ember
Dragon
Spirit
versus
or
Ember?
one Black Dragon neutral creep in split pushing?
I think my money's on the Black Dragon.
Black Dragon does pretty well, actually. It's not favored, but it does pretty well.
Keep bouncing it around properly. The Dragon's as only good as this rider, right?
Imagine if Chen could ride on a dragon. Oh, stun. That is a very dead puppy.
Yeah, maybe. YapzOr's coming over. No. It's a dead puppy.
This is the second Spirit Breaker game we've seen today where Spirit Breaker is just like super underleveled because he hasn't managed to find kills. Puppy is level 4. This is minute 15. This is even worse than the Kuroki game where he got level 6, minute 17. If Puppy doesn't find any space, he will be almost worthless. That is pretty dangerous. This cannot go on like this. They have to
There's the blink.
In the game.
15 minutes is how long it took him. And they were really trying to have this earlier. This is why they gave him the top lane.
Chen's going to take the siege creep. The star's going.
Yeah. Team Secret need to fight. Like, they actually have to be ready to fight. They're getting a little bit of a trade-off. Ember Spirit's currently pushing in the top lane. He'll have to jump back in a second, so...
They don't know about the blink, though. This can be a really big play for Secret.
It could be. Observer and Sentry is down. Puppey going to do a quick D-ward. Fada waiting for the moment.
He can get both cores together here.
Poppy's so worried. Okay, he's just gonna get brain sapped. Here comes the TPs in. Remember, they need to have those Empower buff-up heroes to pick up from YapzOr. Oh no! He dragged him away so far, didn't actually get the skewer. And now the pickup, sent home on no one. He will be taken out this fight. Where is that RP? Now that he is gone, they need that control. Ramsey's TP, the Searing Chains will end up cancelling it. So Ramsey's, as well as Pasha, will fall. They were trying to force the issue. And the issue is just one from Team Secret. A quick charge? Nope, that's gonna be nowhere.
That was some crucial miscommunication. He got instantly sent back from Chen, and then Sand King Blink stunned in. I think if they're on the same page there, either they just get out and lose nobody, or they take the fight with a great Blink 2-man stun. Viper was fighting strong. He was ready to go. Rubik needed one more attack, and then Viper got TP'd away, and they kept Rubik alive. I like how VP are trying to force the issue because they feel like they're on a timer, but that was a bit too early in my opinion. Like, get the Roshan and then go again with Viper in the front lines, because if Secret have to spend the RP on just the Viper, they can probably dive the base and win the fight in there. And I don't see them killing him without like some fantastic Blink skewer or RP play, and they even have Swap to counteract it. So
you might also just put it down. Actually, no, the sendback was done before they saw the Blink dagger. So like you could have said it like, he's got Blink, let's just bail out and regather our troops. But
like even more then, right? Like if they send him back before they see the Mag Blink, when you send your strongest hero back to base, you don't stay and fight.
Yeah, you don't.
That's just
mid one. A scouting Roshan. It's the second VP started doing it. Pasha, the charges coming in. It was the Dire Sentry ward, which is down. So they know exactly where he is. But Poppy will not commit.
He got a 6 from that fight as well. This is really big for Secret. They got like 3k gold. They got the finally got the level 6 on Spirit Breaker. And now VP are like, all right, guys, that was too early. Let's do Rosh.
Yep.
What if they have just done it in the opposite order? They're still getting it, though.
I'm sorry, would you like a little bit more comfort, Mr. Captain Hindsight, in that armchair?
I just feel like, you know, a team like VP, they should know better. I think that was just too greedy.
Hey, at least it wasn't the Shrine fight again. So they hold their advantage of 3k-ish. They do have the Aegis Immortal now. The downside for VP is Team Secret are starting to reach that point where the PL is going to get out of control. The Empower buff up is now #1 on the net worth at 7.5k. Diffusal Blade is your primary thing you want to see out from him, and it just got completed. But it's the other thing which we were looking for from our earlier PL today. It's the life, it's the sustain, and Mandastyle will help him have that. It's going to make it difficult for Ramses to control, and it's going to make it very fun for Nightmare to actually be a factor in the engagements too.
He just wants to make as many illusions as possible, as fast as possible, because he's playing against a lineup that can't kill them anyway. They don't even need to be that tanky. Just a Diffusal Manta destroys Viper. He has like no play against it. Sand King Epicenter will more or less be required.
Charges coming from Poppy. There's no one near Ramses. They can TP over. Poppy gonna pull out of it. Really uncertain because they have no vision of the Shrine area.
And VP, I don't know. I'm trying to think about what the timing is now. Because they failed that push, they really lost a big timing where they could have taken Roche mid-tier 1 and 2 and then gone from there with almost a 10k lead. Now it's down to 2k. Items are coming out from Secret. Sure, you got an Aegis now, but if you don't make plays in the next 10 minutes, I think they're going to lose the game. So
this'll help.
They're under the clock. They got to go.
Team Secret just smoked on top of that Radiant Observer ward, so Ace looking to come forward. They charge down from Poppy, going in towards Pasha. A pick up, an instant throw down because he gets bashed by the Nightmare from Solo. It changes off the target, and you can Burrow Strike away with Pasha, leaving Ace all stranded. He wasn't ready to move out, but Lil's control was just too good. The Mud Golem was in the right spot. The Troll was right behind him. And now PL is down. Diffusal Blade will not be part of this fight because PL's dead. The hard truth.
Ace was so far away from his team on that play, and I think he just got caught by Venge Stun and Swap and just got blown up. We didn't get to see it on camera there, but he died so fast.
Ramses is in the rear.
Good sentry.
Yep, they see him. And Solo's just like, I know everything. Give me that Mercedes.
So now VP will get the 5k lead back that they just lost. And Fata doing the right thing here, probably just staying the hell away from mid. Getting the push out in bottom, forcing VP back, so how much damage did they do to that bottom tier 3 in their first attempt? They got it down to 2/3 roughly, and Viper can start sieging it from a distance. The play that Secret will try to go for will definitely be Blink Skewer into the base. They don't want to Blink RP his first life, because then I think they're going to lose the following fight. So they got to get the Blink Skewer, and they got to counterplay the Venge Swap. And if they get an extended fight where PL gets to make multiple illusions, it's starting to look really promising for them in the base. VP will be systematic, though. They will get the last tier 2 top, it looks like.
Yep.
And Fatsa, oh, he actually, they know he TP'd up here because he was bottom before. He has no way out of this.
Yeah, it's on cooldown for the moment.
He's got to blink or stay in here for 40 full seconds. That's a long time to wait.
Either that or he just tries to creep skip it down and
no one
like
just
blinks
drew.
behind.
No one just drew a circle. It's like Mag has to be out here. Fatsa's going to go daring to push the wave.
Bane, solo, in pretty deep. Going to go for the Fiend script, but Yapsor's going to steal it. He doesn't want to use it, however. Wait for a real hero. You are going to have Puppey picked off in the mid lane. So a 1-for-1 trade-off. Fada looking towards Lil, or Lil looking towards Fada, however you want to think about it. He's still got 6 seconds left on that TP. And now the Chen creep's coming over as well. Wants to try and creep skip this out. Lil, can he get the solo?
Close.
No. Straight blink into the trees, and that Centaur won't reach him.
That was close. If he didn't get that blink off, that could have got scary. With any TP support and the Centaur following after him to prevent him from TPing out, could have died there. But got away with it. Now Lil is 800 gold away from Ags, by the way. Just want to point that out. This Chen is getting very farmed.
Casual,
statistically farmed.
Only 1,000 gold behind an Empower buffed up Ember Spirit. Sure, okay.
Pretty good.
Yeah, a decent day at the office.
The challenge for VP will still be to end the game, and Secret will just keep trying to look to split waves and get whatever farm they can. This is where Solo can play a key role, because if he predicts the movement of the Ember Spirit when he's split pushing and gets a good Fiend script with any TP, they could get a kill. Or, alternatively, Ramses forces him away.
Defensive Spirit's available.
That's still good enough. That's actually a free tower.
Then again, are all of the added towers really free towers? Team Secret don't seem to be interested at defending any of them. It's all about the split push. The tier 2 tower on bottom lane is taking a lot of damage. Puppey is in a position where he can charge through the rear, and Yapsor with that blink grip. Puppey's going to chain in. You've got a lot of support coming in from Virtus.pro, but the RP's also available. They need that cleave. Fada skewering away no one, so they do get a 1-for-1. Actually, it's a 1-for-2 trade-off. Magnus and SB go down for the kill onto Pasha.
What does that Sand King have? He was so tanky. He has nothing. What? Yo, what happened? He was like Fiend script for 5 seconds. The Mag jumped in on him. He used RP. They used all of their stuff, and he still almost survived that. Put a 10% magic resistance talent.
Okay,
it's got to be it.
He didn't even use 1 charges.
I'm just
Solo.
I know he's high level.
They found Yapsor. They're gonna try and take what was stolen back. So good play Fiend script. Yapsor's down.
I think he had Viper Strike, actually. He stole that in the middle of the fight as well. I believe that might have been what killed off the Sand King on the final blow, was the stolen Viper Strike. Good D-ward from Puppey. And, well, Secret, they managed to actually defend their top tier 2 by making that aggressive play bottom, so not all too bad. 2-for-1 trade, they got a core and held their tower. And they got their tower themselves and got aggressive wards out. That was actually super nice from them, accomplishing this in 1 move. It's not easy to do when you're this pressured in the game. Behind.
But now they have to wait. Now they have to wait until they can actually have that RP back off cooldown, because that's the intimidation going high ground. We have the Agnems fully done over on the Chen, but we've got a 37-second window where VP shouldn't be fearing the damage, like the initiation from Team Secret, so they go for the fight.
Oh, just have a remnant out, really?
There goes your first little attack, a quick skewer back, and mid one. Well, he did have one a long way away, but it still doesn't stop Pasha from having that last tick of damage. And the support that came in is lost. Puppey is gone. Fada's trying to run out of here. Nightmare from Yapsor, making this a little bit more difficult. Fada trying to get back up that hill. Doesn't have skewer. Blink in 2, 1. No, Ramsey gets the attack in. 1 extra 1 from him will do the job. And Team Secret in trouble with 3 heroes down.
That is such an uncharacteristic play for no one to be that far out without a defensive remnant and in such a position. He had time to react there, but didn't have a remnant available to jump to. At least I believe so. It didn't seem like he had one. And then he got gripped and got finished off, and no one has...
He had one, he just didn't react to it, because he ended up jumping out to it a lot after the fight.
Carry Chen with Medallion, killing him off with right clicks. This is starting to fall apart a bit for Secret now. But, yeah. That Ember kill snowballed all of it. It's just, the reason it's a bit shocking to me is that I know this is a mistake plenty of Ember players make, also some of the best Ember players, but it's just very rarely that I see mid one. He seems to be so good at always having that defensive play out when he's taking a risk, but this one time VP catch him off guard and they get massive value from that kill. That was a kill, into another kill, and a tier 2. So that was like a 4K swing, just that one Ember kill ended up resulting in. And that's bad news for them.
as now the waves are going to be pressured really hard with the Chen Aghanims. I still think he has his dragon, unless it got killed off. He's going to start just using that to push one wave at a time. It's a bit hard to see it on the map. He has one moving toward him in mid. Is that a dragon? Yeah, okay, he's got an Ancient Granite Golem, so it looks like they're planning the push. They're going to get the...
Lizard.
Yep. So this Thunder Lizard is a really strong creep, in case you didn't know. It has some pretty cool abilities. If you want to have a look at that.
Pasha, they're coming in around the back. Ramsey sees so much, so Pasha, he's being initiated on at the moment, but the rest of Virtus.pro are coming in. They need to kill Pasha up right now. Able to do so. Fada, he's waiting with a Shadow Amulet. Ramsey's walked over the top of him. He'll now go into the middle of the fight with the BKB triggered. Secret, they just want to kite for the moment, but they still want this fight. They do not want to back up from it. Mid one, he's waiting for the right time. Ramsey's, the BKB is gone. Sentry Water's down, and now's your time, but no, the lightning, it bounced through. Fada still not ready to actually blink in for that RP. Now he comes in. The RP will catch two. The cleave damage is high from Team Secret. Fada will fall, but no one. He's bone dry of mana. They're waiting to bring him down. The Chen Group's trying to help out Puppy, creating space with the charge through, and it's no one on a triple kill, but Lil, the final man left, will be brought down, and Team Secret, patience is a virtue that will help them win this fight. Ace and YapzOr, the last men standing for Team Secret to be the victors of it.
And this is the exact sequence of events that they're going to need. They got a kill before the fight started on the Sand King, who is the big controller for Team VP. So it's a 5-on-4 already, and they get a 2-hero RP, and they have the Empowers running. And this was VP's choice to turn on the Ember, and they did get him here, but now they're starting to group up. They come in to contest Puppy, RP coming out on the 2 heroes, and Ace is just dealing the damage in this fight, running in.
Negative armor from YapzOr. I thought for a moment
I thought he was getting sent
VP
home. Oh, he got purged. They purged it with Diffusal. They must have.
I thought for a moment that it was actually going to be VP's fight, because that lightning, it was the Mjolnir proc bounce from the Viper that cancelled the initial jump in from Fada.
Yeah, he got a great chain lightning, but it was
still enough. VP hung around.
If Sand King is alive there, they team wipe them. That's almost a disaster for Secret, but they obviously go in knowing that there's no Sand King. If Sand King had buyback and had something to TP on, it could have also been scary, but they took a risk and it paid off big time for them. Now PL is back on top of the gold chart once again. Ember did have to pay his life, but the key hero of the game now is the Phantom Lancer. If he stays alive and gets kills, his next key item is his heart is not that far away.
We talked about survivability, but this is after he has his Manta Style, so you're already creating illusions. You've got your 7 diffusal charges available. Poppy being stalked.
This could be a fight for
Fada,
VP.
okay. Smoke broke, YapzOr jumps in, triggers off the dust, but doesn't find the target he's looking for. They Sentry instead. Paranoia reigns supreme for Team Secret.
I think one of their smokes broke, so Yap tried to find them. Oh, this is a good aggressive ward that Secret got down mid, though. They see this movement from VP.
Yeah, but VP's got their own aggressive ward on the other side of the river.
They only find the sentry with their own sentry. This ward is so good for Secret right now. They know where all the heroes are.
Ace is bait. Ace is so bait, but then again, where's that follow-up? Fada runs in. He's got RP, catching out too with the Fade Bolt reduced damage. Do they actually have enough to go to work? No one. Now he burns the BKB up. Ace has to get the hell out of here. Mid one will arrive, but the fight's already over. The Nightmare from Solo. Mid one wanted out. Pasha's playing on the back lines, but mid wants the critical kill that no one's able to claim. And Fada, that control, a 2-man RP was nice, but the damage just wasn't there from Secret. And now there's no PL for 55 seconds, no buyback available. Only the Ember has his, and he doesn't want to spend the money.
Oh, Puppy's dead as well. Stunned.
It feels like they're just trying to create some space here. Fada, okay, well that's too fast for you.
They need Remnant Burst, or they need PL to be stronger when they get the RP off. I think PL didn't have his illusions yet, and he was stunned by the Sand King in that fight.
That's all. Wave of Terror to give vision.
That's something.
Now, as observers and sentries, that will give that high ground vision for them. Buyback does come from the Ember. The tier 3 tower cannot go down. If that tier 3 tower falls, it'll open up the shrines and Team Secret lose more control of their map. The Blink Skewer off the back of the telekinesis. No one's in so deep, but Pasha! Epicenter is right on the money! YapzOr will die at the Sandstorm. He wasn't quick enough to save his Viper. The tower's still going down. The Chen Creeps are doing that work, but Solo and Pasha, they will fall as well. The Chen Creeps are retreating along with Lil. And now maybe with the Searing Chains, it's going to be 4 heroes from Virtus Virtus.pro punished, going for these kills. Ace once more. He'll dust up. He actually triggered onto Ramses. He'll close the distance. Maybe he won't. The BKB's there from Ramses. Diffusal play is what was helping out with that one. Ramses, a quick stop and a doppelganger dodge. Wonderful play from Ace. He'll keep the charge going with Puppey underneath the shrine. Don't give two hoots. Bring down the VS. All 5 from Virtus.pro fall. Team Secret not only hold their tier 3 tower, take the fight, but now they can move into the pit.
That's Skewer. That's the exact thing that Secret need in their base. They had to blow the buyback of Ember, but the value of that was way, way, way too high. They got so many exit kills from their ability to just chase through. And VP, again, VP chose that fight. They could have sacrificed their Viper and got out, but they tried for the epicenter play and getting in deep into the fight.
This is taking a while.
It really is. Oh, this
the buyback's coming from the VS. All 5 players up from VP. Roshan at 50%. Ace getting bashed by Roshan doesn't help, but they find a target. It's Solo. They commit the Nightmare. He dodges the Spirit attack. Now Solo on the run. The charge is holding him in position. And Team Secret, man, they hate that guy.
45 seconds on his respawn could give
Secret. They get another one?
If they get a secondary, he just got out of vision for the charge. Puppey can't see him now.
As the observer ward that's on the hillside from Team Secret, just next to the shrine. That's what's giving him this extra information. Now Virtus.pro, they're still playing out underneath, and Ace moves forward. Remember, he's got that diffuser blade, so he's looking to burn off the mana. YapzOr with the pickup, actually steals Viper Strike. No one, he gets the BKB up, Epicenter, and the double Burrow Strike. Perfect hit. Mid one and Puppey just evaporating sand. YapzOr needs to help out more. Vada gets the RP off at Ace. It's really all up to him. There's not a lot of man to work with, but he needs that life. No one swapped up, just try and create space as Chen sends him back, and Pasha will finally put the last nail in Ace's coffin. Vada, he's buying back. They do not want to let Roshan be taken. Then again, they're also going to get their lanes back in control.
Buyback for what? He has nobody to empower. There's nothing. I guess he feels like he has to start pushing out waves because nobody else can do it. VP will immediately be pushing down mid to try to get racks, but
with Shockwave and Fadebolt, they can at least kill the creep wave.
They can try to kill the creeps. There's no way they kill the heroes here.
It's going to reach the tower anyway. So even if you do kill off the creep wave, the tower is toast. And yeah, I think the call came out from the rest of Secret, or at least from Puppey. Let the mid racks fall.
VP aren't going to settle for this, though. They want to get a secondary lane or Roche. They will get 2 objectives here of their choice. It can be a tier 3, or it can be retreating and taking off the shrine and then focusing on the Roshan.
Charge is coming in. That shrine's still available at the moment. VP, they'll try and get rid of it. That charge very quickly cancelled by Puppey.
He had to. He can't charge so early before his heroes respawn, and they will take down the shrine before Ace can TP on with PL. So now PL has no way of getting into this fight. He has nothing to TP on. I believe he doesn't have Boots of Travel in his build. He does not. So VP will claim the Aegis and a full lane of racks. If Secret get in too late for this and try to take the fight, they could flat out just lose the game right now. They're not going to be in time. There's no way.
Oh, they Shockwave. It's already too late. They don't even get past where the tier 2 tower used to be. They come underneath the Observer and Sentry. YapzOr a quick blink away. The PL illusions will also time out. Oh, he's in the front lines. What is the Ember doing there? The Fiend's Grip control. Puppey charges forward, but he doesn't control Solo, and he was the main man holding down the core. No Ember for 70 seconds. Puppey will join him in the afterlife. 50 seconds on his clock, and now they can just go mid. Bottom lane's pushing in nicely, but hey, Black Dragon wins. So into the mid we can go with the rest of Virtus.pro, and they will rotate towards the top. They're looking for that second lane of racks.
If only Secret had one more hero alive than these 3, I think they would have somewhat of a chance, at least here with Empower and a good RP, but there is no way they defend this lane of Barracks. And VP will go for the Juggler. They will go for the the 3rd lane of Barracks here. Oh, they do get one hero caught off here. That's a start for Secret.
Viper Strike will make it difficult for Pasha to survive. Burrow Strikes up. They force-staff him in. Really, Pasha and the Hand of God. They can't even get him. Fada, he's killing couriers in the back lines, but only at the Observer wards. RP is available, but Solo and Ramses are very nicely split. In fact, Fada missed him by that much.
That could be anything from that much to that much when you say it like that. It could have been a lot, but it was very little.
Are we doing physical hand gestures now for the crowd?
Yep.
For a verbal thing?
They actually, okay, so Pasha being caught there in mid actually stopped their push. They had to...
That much?
That much.
That much.
So, yeah, so Pasha getting caught in that mid lane basically slowed down their push so much because they had to run in and help him that they didn't manage to make the rotation to bottom. And this is a bit of hope for Secret. That tier 3 would more than likely have fallen if he just stayed out of harm's way.
But Secret played on whatever was presented to them at that moment. And now...
Team Secret need a miracle, but they have RP with a lot of cleave damage, so miracles are available.
And this is the point when usually this PL will just be out of control. He has what he needs, but his team is so far behind all of them that, you know, even a super fat PL will struggle to win this game. If his teammates were just on par, this would be Secret's game by now. But they've been shut down so hard in the game that Ace will not be able to do it alone. They need a good RP, and they need damage to come out from Ember. Ember can't die first again now.
VP's coming in. Team Secret smoked up. Need to dust quickly. Ramsey's stunning over on Poppy, so he'll be out this fight. The RP from Fada. It's nice on 3. Feed script stolen by Yapsor. Here comes your Burrow from Pasha. Try to create more space. They're able to do so. Team Secret losing too many too quickly until Ace starts to create more of himself. If his team is dead, make a battle of the Clone Wars, but they'll be cleaned up. Epicenter does a great job at that. Team Secret 4 down again, and this may be it. When you're 2 lanes of racks down, the BT aggressive push comes in straight down the mid.
The classic, we just killed them, split up and farm. This is all of your pub games in a nutshell right there. Oh, we just killed their team. Let's totally not take objectives and go kill creeps.
It's the Artosis thing. When you're ahead, get further ahead. StarCraft 2 like farming style. But Virtus.pro, they know getting further ahead happens with Megas. So they're attacking into the tier 3 tower on bottom. SB's back up again, but with no Magnus, with no Ember. Team Secret, all they can do is just spam some illusions forward. Puppy and Yapsor trying to play this front line, and maybe with the Burrow strike, they can do it. Solo is low. The illusions from Ace doing a lot of work. Megas are still up from Virtus.pro. Ramsey's not a healthy man, but Ace can't really chase it. Pasha being forced after round. Now the charge from Puppy comes in. Lil is sending him back, so they switch targets. They go towards the Chen. He will be the sacrificial mount, and Team Secret, they get something for it, but they've lost everything.
Ramses, get out of there.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he is.
Started hitting the shrine. He could get dusted or sentry'd out, but
they don't know.
Oh, the sentry's there.
Ramses can TP, but they know nothing.
And he's out. Megas 38 minutes in. You gotta say, if there's one...
I've seen worse.
If there's one word to just describe Virtus.pro in this tournament, it's aggression. They've played so aggressive. In this game, it was almost too much at one point. The first push bottom was really, really early and did drop a little bit around the 20-minute mark, but they recovered nicely, and they just don't give Secret room to breathe. They're playing so quick and making all these aggressive moves work. That's why Carry Venge is like the perfect pick for this kind of team. Like if you play like this, that is when the hero is the most effective. We're gonna see the breakdown here. The Phantom Lions are having farmed so many neutrals, but Venge is getting so much gold from mainly the buildings. Look at that gold difference. Secret haven't managed to take very much, whereas VP have taken shrines, 3 lanes of racks.
Yeah, they've basically taken everything Secret own.
They don't own it anymore.
That's eviction notice. The problem is Team Secret are still squatting on what is Virtus.pro's property. Team Secret, they're looking to come out. They need some kind of quick pick. They need something that gives them some breathing room. Looks like that's what Ace is hoping for. He's got the heart, he's got the life. He just...
blinked in to get the last hit on the ward, and then he hit it, didn't have enough damage, and the melee creep took it. Whoops.
Money lost.
I think VP are having a great time right now.
That's a nice observer. What?
Oh, well, there you go.
Yum.
So Secret need a Hail Mary right now. Like, they got to push out top, try for a smoke or any aggressive play and just get in there.
Maybe it's just bottom. Like, it's the only exposed lane of racks.
They will not get down there. They have to kill VP's heroes first. If they start pushing bottom, VP will just go for the throw. It's not a possibility.
That's what mid one's attempting to do, at least with this push. But there's too many heroes missing on the map.
And when you have Megas, this is why Megas are so dangerous. You know, this type of play. Okay.
RB gonna go up to solo. No, he's not. No, he's not. Decisions poorly made.
I was only pretending. Just a prank. So when you have Megas, even if the Ember Spirit pushes in this wave bottom all the way to the Radiant base, the next creep wave will push it all the way back by itself. You saw that. Mid one worked so hard to get it down there, and his rewards are almost nothing. He gets very limited gold, puts no pressure on the map because VP are just going to wait here until their Megas come back up, and then they're going to have full control over the map once again.
And that wave clear is so piss poor from Team Secret. Like, you Fade Bolt, you Shockwave, that doesn't do enough. Right now, you need to have 50 aces in order to control the VP push just from the Megas. When we get stolen, well, again, easiest thing to actually steal is YapzOr with the Viper Strike being initiated on defensive Eul Center up and towards the end. Needs to actually get himself out of this one, but YapzOr, the damage is so high. The arming is in, the upping is beautiful, but the epicenter, Pasha with a stun in the back lines again. Ace is perfectly controlled. Team Secret have lost everything, including the game, the whole tournament. Virtus.pro are your champions of ESL 1 Hamburg. Finally, that title of major champions, they have claimed it.
This team was just fully deserving of this. I think they were the best team this tournament.
I don't think anyone would debate you on that. Such terrific play.
They won the finals 2-0. They beat Liquid 2-1. They looked very convincing in their wins in that series. And in this series, they just looked unstoppable. Secret had a couple of good moments, but it just wasn't enough. And Virtus.pro, like you said, finally a big title for them. Last time they got to the finals in the major against OG and lost in what probably in many ways should have been their game 5. They lost that one. At TI, they got knocked out by the eventual champions. And this time they got revenge on everybody they wanted, more or less.
That they did. And this is going to send a wonderful message throughout the entire Dota 2 scene as well. CIS, strongest region in the world? Maybe question mark, but either way, great thing for Virtus.pro, a well-deserved victory.
I do want you to talk. So, what a series that was. It's been the most amazing tournament. I am new to the Dota world, but even I could see that was a dominating performance.
Yeah, first thing I want to say thank you all who came today. We love you guys. We feel your support. Thank you. And of course, I want to say I'm such proud of my teammates. They deserve it so much. I love you guys.
He loves you guys. What a way to get you on side, and rightly so. This is it. You're a team that's been so close before to taking a major. You now have your hands on a major. This is it. What's the future for this team, this lineup?
I hope we'll win all majors.
How strong can you be? Because you've looked like the best team through the entirety of ESL 1 Hamburg.
Well, we prepared for a long time for this tournament. We show all our best strategies, so we did our best.
You did indeed do your best. I just want to ask you one more time. Now, people say that the question of how do you feel about this is a bad question, but I think it's always important to know, in front of all these people watching at home, knowing you're about to pick up that trophy, what does it feel like to know that you are major champions?
That's a great feeling.
Simple as that. Put your hands together for what has been a fabulous team. Please, your ESL 1 Hamburg champions, Virtus.pro!
Taken blood, sweat and tears and plenty of time. Too long, perhaps. But finally, Virtus.pro are major champions for Dota 2. What a fantastic performance in the grand final. Back at the desk once more to break things down, give you a review of exactly how that final went, and also talk about the entirety of the tournament. 4 days of fantastic Dota 2, particularly from the champions in the grand final. Virtus.pro champions for the first time at a major. Capitalist and the Has alongside. Alan, I think it's about right, isn't it?
Absolutely. This Virtus.pro squad, there are exactly 25 five-man rosters in pro Dota 2 history with 200 or more appearances of that group. This Virtus.pro squad has the all-time highest win percentage. They've done it. They've showed that they could play on these stages for a long time now, and now they are finally major champions.
Yeah, Cap's fully deserving, isn't it? Because they played fantastically in that final.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is a team that they were one of my favorites for TI. I actually was cheering for them the most just because I thought that it would have made for a good story for the CIS region to come back into Dota 2 and finally be on top. And while they may not have gotten it for TI, they've done it here, the first major of the opening season.
Yeah, so it's a big signal to the rest of the team. I mean, he jokingly said, yeah, we'll win all the majors, but like in that kind of form, you wouldn't put it past them, would you?
They're a good enough team to do so.
Yeah, yeah. Alan, what did you make of the final game?
It's the formula that VP has followed to success for some time. They're going to run over you in the early game, and they're just never going to let up. I think there were a couple of points in that final match where maybe you saw the nerves start to show a little bit. Those high ground pushes, as our casters pointed out, felt a little bit premature. There were times when they looked like maybe for the first time all weekend, like they might not have been on the same page. But in the end, just great execution. They were the best drafting team all weekend long. They were the best execution team all weekend long. You just can't argue with the result.
And word for Secret, obviously, great run from them. They've been in really good form over the last couple of months, great qualifiers. Been in both minors as well as this major. Showed some really good form here this weekend, just for one short to a really good team.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting better, right? It's the beginning of the season, and I feel like just watching them from the minor to the major, I felt like they've gotten significantly better. I feel like there's a lot more depth to this team than what I originally saw from them going through European qualifiers. So I feel like this team is adapting fast, and with a new patch coming up, they'll have opportunity to maybe adapt the fastest of all.
750 DPC points, $500,000 for them as well. And we've got to decide an MVP. So who have you gone for? Can I pry a little bit? Just ask.
Solo. I
Solo
think
for you?
In terms of the team preparations, the drafting, the influence consistently game in, game out that he's able to have from the 5 position, I think you give that man his 329 horsepower, 354 foot-pounds of torque, bi-turbo V6 E-Class sedan. Give it to Sol.
As you can see, they do get the chance to decide how they configure their Mercedes, up to 50,000 euros. Kat, who's your MVP?
I also wrote down Solo. It was close for me from a lot of the VP members, but I went with Solo at the end just because I felt like drafting was such a huge advantage for them. The sniper last pick was a game winner for sure in game 1. Game number 2, despite not having last pick, they made the most of their situation, right? And they actually managed to get a Viper pickup in the second phase that was last pick in that second phase, and actually it just destroyed, right? Because now they have this hero on the map that was going to be able to be pretty much counter to anybody that came up and force Secret into kind of an awkward Phantom Lancer pickup. So for me, the drafting was such an important part of it, and then you can also see shot calling within game, as we talked about with that one example in the first game. There's so many cool plays that BP can make.
Yeah, that has been a terrific tournament. Do you buy into this whole, the MVP has to come from the champions?
No, not necessarily. It just so happens that VP is very clearly far ahead of most of the other teams here, and it just so happens that their captain is extremely influential on the team. There wasn't like one of those players, like sure, Ramses played very well. I think no one was also a decent candidate as well. Pasha in that last game did excellent as the Sand King, but it all comes together with the draft and Solo.
All right, okay. Time to find out who the MVP is. The Mercedes-Benz MVP of ESL 1 Hamburg. Let's go back to OJ.
Thank you very much, Red Eye. Indeed, that is the last business we will do here in the Barclaycard Arena before I slide down this big ESL 1 sign, which has been making me want to do it for days. So let us find out. This has been voted for by you. If we bring out our tournament director, who's hiding just behind the stage there, he has an envelope. Inside the envelope is a name. That is the most valuable player from this ESL 1 Hamburg. There we go, he's got it. The Mercedes-Benz MVP. He has the card. I can see the card here. So this is the player who's been voted for by you. They will get 50,000 euros to spend on a Mercedes-Benz, and they will get the title of the best player across this, a major, which, you know, the car is great, the money for the car is brilliant, but this is about being that brilliant player who has shown that amount of ability. So your MVP is... It's Solo from Virtus.pro! So I think he is coming out. Indeed, he is back on stage one more time. Come back out. You are indeed the MVP, not just major champions, but you're the MVP, voted for by people watching. The talent have had a hand in it as well. Come on, man, you're the best player.
Thank you.
a man of few words, the MVP. Once again, please put your hands together for Solo as the MVP, for his team as well, who are major champions. Good work, mate. Very good work. And that is it. We are done here. The first major of this new tournament structure is done. Hamburg, you have been immense. Immense. Second major ever in Germany. It will not be the last. Let's end it on the biggest cheer we've had the entire tournament for this man and his team. Put your hands together. ESL 1 Hamburg champions, major champions. It's Solo and Virtus.pro. Good night.
Buck inside the base of Newbie. Vada wants to run away. He is gunked up, hidden inside the Sprout. The charge from Puppy creates just enough space for him to TP out and regenerate back in his own shrine. Mugi is back. So they burn off the Aegis of the Immortal, chasing Vada in the tree lines, but they have to pick a target. Any target. Right now it's SCCC and Mugi in very, very deep. Puppy will just evaporate, but really they need more damage to come in. Ace is waiting. Mid one, he'll sacrifice himself, but that's still a big kill. 534 gold going the way of KP. Well, he quickly pulls up the Phantasm and then jumps back down again. Will they have enough opportunity to kill him off? A 2-second stun stolen from Yamsor. The kick from Kaka trying to create space, and then he just gets doomed up. CK's down with no buyback available.
He knows that he can get out one way or another. And the way he's getting out is in a coffin.
He knew it.
Yeah.
He knew it, Owen.
Too great at the moment for Virtus.pro. The route up onto Miracle. Lincoln's is there to block the concoction. Man goes training onto no one. He's got to be careful. He just pulled back. Oh, he gets aggressively forced in. Liquid, they surround him. No one's gone. Down for 2 minutes. Ramsey's trying to fight up as well, but GG well played his call. With no one out of the game for 2 minutes, it's game over for Virtus.pro.
There is no way out of this one. Eternal Envy will follow for the team. Good luck to Evil Geniuses as they move further.
But again, Wrongs with the cold embrace, keeping Tianming alive. Can they kill the Shaker? The Yules is out. He's going to survive. Gets the blink off again. Wrong with these saves, and the Winter's Curse holds the Alk in place. He's not going to be able to throw the stun out because of this. Jump forward for GGG. They surround the Alk with the Wukong's command. Fall down on it.